Hey, good afternoon. I am waiting on folks to join and we are going to get started. If you are joining me on YouTube, Substack, or Facebook, please say hello so that I can greet you back because I can't see when you join like I can for the folks that are joining on TikTok. What's up? Love to laugh with you. How are you? Good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is doing well today. Lots to talk about as always. Let's see what is happening. Hey, Ali Nicole. Hey, Tara Stewart. Love. Hey, Kendra. How are you? Good to see everybody. How you doing? Less elaborate setup today because it was just necessary for me to go live as quickly as possible, and just forget the rest. So, hey, David. How are you? Yeah, Lenny. I've got to pick it up on the hydration a little more. What's up? Good afternoon, Callie Vet. Hey, MG Brock. How are you? Making sure that all of this is okay on this side. I'm hoping so. It looks weird over on the other side. Hey, Mary, good to see you. Hey, Mui. Hey, Sandy, good to see you as well. Yeah, it looks very funky on this side of the world. I may have to stop this stream and start it again. Not you guys, but you guys over here. So we shall see. What's up, Jennifer? How are you, Rocky Dean? What's peace, love, and wub? Um, Hey everyone. Hey Linda, how you doing? What's up, Win Dixie? I definitely need to be like more energetic, do I not? I do. Can somebody check? I, you miss Mila. Let me tell you, she is having an amazing day at pre-K. Her pre-K teacher is fantastic and has sent us a couple of pictures and updates throughout the day. So I'm excited about that and pleased and all that sort of thing. It does look like some of the algorithms are mad at me this morning because of my subject matter as of late, and I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to continue to talk about the things that we need to talk about, and you can see my BG today. My BG. What's my BG? Oh, my background. I was like, what's my BG? What am I showing you? Yeah, the babies are back in school, and Mila started pre-K too. Today was her first full day in pre-K. So she might as well be teaching, Sandy. That is a thing. That may be so. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you guys. Auntie Tinker, lots of you all. It's good to see everybody today. And maybe people are a little put off by my background. Hey, Sharita. But yeah, we are going to be talking about the intersections of religion and racism, especially when religion is weaponized. And I want to talk about that because I feel like there's a lot of these things that go together and people are afraid to touch on them. And I am not. I am perfectly okay talking about all the things, right? Hey, Jen, good to see you. What's up, G? Hey, Kendra. Hey, Catsmandu, good to see you as well. What's up, Crystal? Folks, if you are joining me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Substack, say hello. Hey, Nance, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, Rhonda, what's up, the other Cheryl, Kentucky lady? Good to see you as well. I'm glad to see everybody popping in. I do want to talk. I'm going to be on for a bit today because my daughter is going to get Bella and Mila off the bus so that I can, hey, Mom, so that I can focus on what we've got going on. And, I want to talk about a couple of things. And you can look at, so what I'm talking about is the intersection between religion and racism and what that looks like when it comes to politics and policies in the United States as well as around the world. And I really do want to talk about that. I want to talk about it from the perspective of immigration here in the United States. I want to talk about it from the redistricting in Texas. I want to talk about it in terms of the language, both from this administration and Washington, D.C. And I just want to kind of, hey, Monica, good to see you as well. And so there's a lot for us to unpack. I do want to talk about something because I got some information that people were concerned about a couple of the folks who had been on the panel as we discussed the issues that are going on in Palestine. And I want to say this, I will have conversations with people individually. I also think that it's important to say things publicly because if you don't say things publicly, then people aren't sure that you are aware or are addressing it or are hearing them. And this is a space that is safe for everyone. This is a space where I'm very protective and particular about the issues and the voices that we highlight in order to make sure that everyone is represented. So let me just tell you this. I do not get down with any type of discrimination or derogatory comments about any particular group of people. I don't talk about Trump supporters or quote unquote MAGA in a derogatory manner. I don't talk about even white nationalist or Christian nationalist or white supremacist in a derogatory manner. I just don't get down that way, and I think it's really important that people understand that there are things that I just don't tolerate across the board, and things always make their way. Y'all know that saying, everything done in darkness comes to light. And we oftentimes talk about that with relation to, we talk about that in relation to like things that our government is doing and things that, Israel is doing or Benjamin Netanyahu is doing. And we talk about that in relationship to the Trump administration, right? We talk about that in so many different ways. But I want you to understand something. Whether you are a subscriber of mine, whether you are a follower of mine, whether you are a panelist on my platform, if you are in my space quite a bit and other people see you in other spaces engaging in conversations and rhetoric that they know goes against the things that I support and against the things that I believe in, it's going to make its way back to me. And number one of the main reasons that is so, hey, Jen, it's good to see you, is because people know that I'm protective of the space, and people also want to protect this space. And it's incredibly important. So if you are a subscriber of mine and you are in this space and you are saying things, in this space, you're agreeing with me and how we need to be speaking in a way of, accountability and inclusiveness, but you're in other spaces and you're calling Trump supporters maggots, or you're calling them dumb, or you're making whatever types of comments about them, understand that that will make its way back to me. And let me just tell you something. I'm not your mama, so I can't tell you what kind of person to be. I can't tell you what kind of person to be. What I can tell you is that pretending in my space is not going to get you anywhere. I'm not judge and jury over you. However you want to be in life is however you want to be. It doesn't have anything to do with me, right? The second thing is that if you are in this space and let's just say, for example, you're in this space and we are talking about immigration, or if we are talking about, the discrimination and the incarceration of Black Americans in this space, and you're here and you're all supportive of that, but then you're in other lives and you are being anti-Palestine, or vice versa. If you're in this space and you are pro-Palestine and you're pro-humanity, and then you're in other spaces and you're anti-Black and you're in other spaces and you are, okay with slurs that are being said against Black people, I'm going to hear about those things, folks. And I'm not anybody's mama, but I am going to hear about them. And then, it just matters. So I need for everybody to understand this. If you are in this space and whatever, this space at the end of the day is 100% pro-humanity. I want to be very clear about this. My space is pro-humanity. And if you walk around talking about, oh, I'm a Danny can, you might want to be acting that way at all times. And pro-humanity doesn't end with pro-Black people or pro-Palestine or pro-immigrants or pro-whatever. It's pro-humanity across the board. Okay, Mary, no problem. Nance, I appreciate you going, I'm guilty. I appreciate you being honest and saying that. And it's not about anybody telling me who they are. Just understand that I'm going to know who you are, not because I'm going around asking people about you. But because people are going to contact me and say, hey, so and so be in your live all the time and they're acting like such and such, but in this live they were calling somebody a maggot and saying all these other things, or they were in this live and they were down with being, black people being called monkeys. Listen, folks, I am going to hear about who you are as a human being if you are on my platform. And the reason why is because God looks out for me. The universe looks out for me and knows 100% that I protect this space. So I just need you to be clear about that. If you are problematic, I will hear about it, right? So, and the first thing that I will do is what I'm doing right now. You see how I'm doing this? And I'm including everybody in this same admonition. And the reason I'm doing that is to let you know. So if I'm saying this, understand that I have heard everything that I've mentioned. I've heard. If I just said it and it came out of my mouth, that means I've heard it. And I've heard it about people that are in the chat. I've heard it about people that have been on my panel. I've heard it. So if I've said it, and by the way, this is now the second time that I've heard it within 7 days. I've heard it about either people in the chat, people who are subscribers, or people on my panel in 7 days. So what I'm going to say to you is get your shit together and decide what kind of human being you are. Don't pretend in my space to be something you are not. Don't do that. Just be the kind of human being you desire to be. That's it. So I hope that everybody is hearing me when I say this. I don't use slurs or degrading terms when I talk about anybody, not even people who fucking deserve it. I don't even do it for Donald Trump, and he absolutely deserves it. I don't do it when I talk about the Heritage Foundation, and they deserve it, right? Why don't I? Let me give you a little lesson as to why I don't engage in that behavior. Because what I understand and what I believe is that wherever I birth my energy from, it will come back to me. I understand that the energy that I put out, the words that I speak, I understand that those actually are like a boomerang. They come home and they take roost with me. So I don't want to put out something that I don't want to get back. I don't want to put out anything that I don't want to get back. And so I'm saying this just so everybody hears. If this is you, I don't know if I heard it about you or not, but you feel like I heard it about you because right now you're like, damn, you feel like I'm stepping all over your toes. If that's you, great. Clean it up. And you don't got to come to me and say nothing. You don't have to tell me, oh, I did A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. You don't have, this is not a confessional. This just means get it together. What kind of person do you desire to be? Because who you desire to be cannot be contingent upon what space you are in and who's around you. How do you behave when no one's watching? And the reason that's so important is unless you're in your house all by your damn self, somebody's always watching, especially on this here internet. Make sure that you hear me when I say somebody is always watching. So I want to say hello to everybody. I want to say salam to everybody. I am glad that you are here, right? And now I'm just gonna say to you, be the kind of person you tell your children to be. Got it? Love you guys back. So, Sophia, I saw you as well. Salam, Sophia. Oh, you're breaking up. Okay, I'm back. I'm good. How are you, DJK?
Am I breaking up?
Yeah, you were breaking up a little bit when you first came on.
I good now?
Yeah, you're good now.
All right, cool. I agree wholeheartedly, Danny, with what you're saying. And I think people should just really be themselves no matter where they're at, right? If like even if you're a racist, that's cool. Own it, right? Own it and be a racist everywhere. If you hate somebody, whatever, then own it. Just be that person.
Yep.
And I agree 100% with you, Danny. If there's something, if it's coming from somebody from my community as well, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to address it as well. But that's why you remember the other day when I was telling you, not every Palestinian is a great advocate for Palestine.
Yeah.
Right? And it's same. There's reasons that I say this, right? Because there's a lot of people that will come up, and they'll try to. They see this space that you have here. They want to use it for Palestine, which is okay. That's fine. But in reality, this is not a space for everybody. I'm going to be honest.
No.
Because some people don't know how to control themselves. Some people, they will. You're absolutely right. They'll come and act one way here and act somewhere different in another live.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I honestly pride myself on, is that I just try to stay as consistent as possible. I come up to share information and keep it pushing, and from live to live. So that's what I wanted to add to that.
I appreciate
and I applaud you, Danny, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
bringing this up.
The thing with me is the same. I'm the same everywhere, and I'm a big believer in accountability across the board. Like, you're never going to see me sitting on a live, and I don't care if it's somebody else's live. You're never going to see me sitting on somebody else's live and hear somebody else use a slur or be derogatory or allow somebody to use it. Right? I'm going to be somebody that's like, hey. We're not doing that. You know what I mean? And I think some people are afraid to call people out because they're afraid it will hurt their numbers, or it will hurt their algorithm, or maybe they'll lose followers or whatever. And the way that I get down is like this: is if you leave me because I am at the very least advocating for and insisting on respectful human interaction, I'm not for you. And that is perfectly okay with me. For people who that I'm not for, that's it. So yeah, but I do. Go ahead.
I was going to give you just a quick example, right? So even as a Palestinian, and we see that the atrocities that are being committed, and I have no problem saying this because it is the absolute truth, and if anybody wants to call it anti-Semitic, they can. But it really is the Jewish army that is unaliving my people, right? They go around with that star and so on, right? So we absolutely know this. But even us knowing this, we do not allow any H-cost denial in our lives. Anybody that comes in and starts praising Schmittler or whatever, because I've seen it even last night in our lives, we immediately mute and block them. It's counterproductive to what we are trying to achieve, and a lot of people don't realize that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I believe we hold that same standard. Now, is there some lives, Palestinian lives, that do allow it? Absolutely, they do, and it's absolutely disgusting. And you probably noticed, and some of your followers probably noticed, you won't find me in too many Palestinian lives. You really won't. You will find me in Abu Saraj's live, A Money's live, here, and other American lives. I spend more time talking to Americans than I do to actual Palestinians. So I just, you know what I mean? So we will still hold people accountable to that sense as well. Do people, so something that may be considered, like, let's just say anti-Semitic to somebody, to me may not be considered anti-Semitic, right? Because if we're speaking on something that is facts, and somebody will be quick to call me the anti-Sem word, but not call me a liar, then I know in that moment that I'm telling the truth, right? So the truth is the truth. Whether people want to consider it to be anti-Semitic or not, that's on them. But I know the difference between genuine anti-Semitism and actually saying the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts and people get affected by it. But the reality of the matter is, that's what we're here to speak on, is the truth and facts. So I'll leave it there.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the other thing that is important is that, I'm moving you guys around so that you're closer to the mic for my folks that are over there, because I want to make sure that everybody on all the platforms can hear what's being said on TikTok. Matter of fact, let me do this. So can one of my followers grab the link that I am throwing in the chat and put it up on Facebook for me? And if you are watching me on Facebook, YouTube, or on Substack, there is a link that you can join the panel, even though on those platforms as well. So it's not just TikTok folks that can join the panel. You guys can as well. I just want to make sure that everybody on every platform can hear each other. Okay. Yeah. And so DJK, one of the things, so you all have heard me say this a lot, right? You've heard me specifically, like yesterday, I was talking to Black Americans about the need to understand that what is happening in Palestine and the Sudan and around the world is also, today I have TikTok on my phone. I'm that TikTok live studio. I wasn't in the mood for it today. But I was saying that it's important for all of us to understand that our struggle goes together. And so I will say to Black Americans, hey, we have to consider what's happening in other places and be invested in and be mindful of those things and care about what's happening there. And Palestinians need to also be concerned about what's happening in this country, when it comes to Black Americans, what's happening to Hispanics in this country, what's happening with immigration, right? So it has to be that way. If you want everyone to be an ally to you, then it's important for you to make sure that every space is held in that regard with that level of integrity, where I'm going to speak up for whatever marginalized group, whatever discriminated group, whatever group it is, because my position at the end of the day, I'm not just like pro Palestine. No, I'm pro humanity. I am pro humanity in all forms. And so that's what's going to matter. But today, I really want to draw some distinctions, and I'll let some other folks come up and have a conversation as well. Um, for my folks who keep me on track, make sure that I talk about, oh my gosh, and just that quickly, it went out of my brain. Hold on. Ba, 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 ba. 1 second. Um, I want to talk about. Give me 1 sec, folks. Yeah, I want to talk about the Makuski tribe. I want to talk about no worries, Nance. Good to see you over there. I want to talk about them, along with some few other things. So Judean Lions.
He's a troll.
I know. Listen, here's the thing. I'll give him one opportunity to come speak to me. Okay. So Judea Lions, if you would like to join the panel, because you look like you requested for a minute and then you left. What's up, cuz? Good to see you. If you want to come and have a respectful conversation with me, you're welcome to do that. You get one shot with me. See, you even unblocked. My mods unblocked you. If you want to join this panel, I'll give you the opportunity to do so. Now, don't think that you're going to join my panel to talk to DJK and Rima, because they've already talked to you before. So there's no need. If you want to come and talk to me, and express your thoughts with me, then we can do that, and we'll do so respectfully. I'm just going to tell you right now, don't come up in here with no fuckery, because I won't deal with it. Hey, Rima.
Morning. So I wanted to say something. So not only does Judean Lions, and this is typical Israeli behavior, bringing it to the green screen, right? So not only is he trolling Palestinians, telling them that they all deserve to be unalived, but then he also, there's another thing he does, and I've got screenshots of him, where he goes to Black spaces, lives, and he starts trolling Black people, the Black community as well, saying that you need to stop crying. You guys are always playing the victim. So it's all the same. They all feel the same way, no matter what part of the planet they're on. Right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I say, listen, you get one opportunity. Here's what I know. What usually happens in my space, even with somebody like Judea Lions, one of two things happens. Is I invite that joker to come up, and you see his ass just goes away, right? Because he's not going to do it. Or we'll get into a conversation, and one of two things is going to happen. After a few minutes, I'll either say, oh, you know what? You're unmovable, you're whatever, it's not productive, and we'll end the conversation. Or something will happen in that conversation, believe it or not, with the most MAGA, with the most extreme people. I have actually seen them kind of shift in our conversations, which is why I will always give somebody an opportunity, not 50, but an opportunity to join this panel and have a respectful conversation. But yeah, here's the thing that I'm going to say. Listen, we're not going to be, I can talk about, so let me just, I'm going to give you an example, folks. I can talk about the historical existence and present day existence of white supremacy in this country without being anti white. I can be pro black without being anti white. You hear me? I can be pro Palestinian without being anti Israeli citizen. Now, I'm anti, let me just be clear, I'm anti Bibi Netanyahu as fuck. You won't get any more anti Bibi than I feel in this moment. You hear me? But it is required. The way that I move in our space, I protect this space. So whenever people go, because I've some people don't realize that I'm in, I'm only in one other Discord, and I don't even be active in it, but I'm in it, and people don't realize that I see them, and I see their comments and their behaviors in other spaces and in other Discords, and even when I don't, other people from my space see that behavior, and it's always going to make its way back to me, whether you are anti-Palestinian, whether you are anti-white, whether you are anti-black, it is going to make its way back to me. And it is important that people understand that, so that you know, because being however you're going to be in front of me don't do nothing for you, right? It's not going to do anything for you. I'm not the creator. I don't have anything to do with how you act, but I'm going to tell you just what kind of human being that you want to be, right? Yeah, well, I'll say, and so Ali, here's my thing. When people say typical Israel, I think that people are saying typical Israeli government. Because I can say, listen, and I've heard people say typical white people, because some of it is typical white people. Like, it doesn't mean that it's everybody, and it's not derogatory. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Rima.
So I think she's still muted. But I just on that point, right? So I'm gonna own it. I will say, I am anti-Israeli people. I'm gonna be honest with you. Why do I say this, right? Because I look at studies, and look, it's not all. But I say it's a vast majority, because I look at studies and polls, and when I see that 82% of Israeli citizens, and specifically, this is just a study, Jewish Israeli citizens support the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians out of Gaza. 57% of Israeli citizens support the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians that they call Arab that live amongst them in occupied Palestine, right? 47% of them actually are calling for the complete annihilation of Palestinians. So to me, when I say these things, it is not, I'm not going to just give it to them and say, you know what, I'm anti-government. No, I am anti any Israeli citizen in that 83%, the vast majority, that are actually wanting the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. So I just keep it real with you, Danny. I'm going to be real.
Yeah, so here's what I would love. I would love to see the study. And here's what especially when I look at studies and polls, I'm always interested in the number of people that they talk to, who does the poll, especially like, because what I know here is a lot of times studies and polls are only as good and is only as reliable as the people that are giving them and the questions that are being asked, right? So it's the same way. So let me just say this, DJK. I've seen similar studies about Palestinians saying, oh, well, 92% of Palestinians support the H organization, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen that same study. And so I think it's so important to remember what does that mean when they say support the H organization? What does that mean? And so when I say I would like to see the study, I want to see, does it actually say they support the ethnic cleansing? What's the verbiage? Right. There's so many things that go into it. And so for me, here's what I will say. I am pro humanity, and I support other people that care about humanity and human beings, period. Now, so what does that mean? Does that mean that there's typical behavior from certain groups of people that I can state historically as fact? Sure. But there's a difference between being anti-group of people, and even, so let me say it like this, DJK. I cannot be anti-Trump supporters. And I'll tell you why I can't be. I can't. So here's what I mean by that. if anybody supports Donald Trump, they cannot be my friend, right? We are not friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't wish you bad, right? I can be, but I'm not. And the reason why I'm not is, here's the reason why I'm not, folks. Because if I am anti that group of people, then there is no space for resolution. There is no space for resolution. I can be anti your position. I can be anti the people that you're for, right? Um, but like there's a distinction between those things, because the individual human being, and it has nothing to do with the other people, and I'm going to tell you why. Me as a person, I do not want to be someone that wishes harm on someone else. Because here's the thing, I don't even got to be that way. Here's what I know is that harm is going to come to you if you are putting out, if you support the ethnic cleansing of a particular group of people. Karma is coming for you, whether it's God, karma, whatever you call it. It's coming home. It's going to come home to roost in one way or another, whether I see it or whether I don't. But that's just because, this is why I said earlier when I started this conversation, I said, you have to choose the type of human being you want to be. And I just choose to be someone that doesn't wish harm upon another, right?
Right.
Because I think if I do that, there's no room for resolution. Before you go back, I want to get Rima in real quick, and then we can come back.
I just want to give you the poll. I just want to give you what the poll was. It'll be 10 seconds. So it is a Penn State poll, done from Penn State University. It was 1,050 Israelis, Jewish Israelis, that took this poll, and that's just one poll. That is one of the most recent polls. And then I can bring you other polls as well that kind of go with my statement.
Yeah. So this is my thing. So a poll with less than 1,000 people is almost always problematic. And the reason why is you do not have a great enough sampling to even go. That's why when you're looking at politics in the United States, almost every political poll that you will see has a minimum of 1,000 people for it to be considered a sampling. 50, it's just not a sampling. And it's not a diverse enough group of individuals. But I've pulled it up, and I'm happy to look at it. I just can't. I'm. That's just where I stand. Go ahead, Rima.
Hey, Danny, and those were excellent points but made by DJ. I kind of want to give some perspective here, because I understand, as a Palestinian, we've never had a voice, and I know you've heard that probably at least 50 times over the last week. We've never been presented. There's always been some type of propaganda associated with us, right? That we're barbarians, that we're savages, that we're extremists, whatever it is, right? And I know that same type of language has been used against other communities and other marginalized communities, to be exact. But just to give some perspective, when we talk about typical Israelis, right? So when you say, okay, I'm not going to dehumanize a Trump supporter, we understand that Trump is the leader, right? And we'll draw a correlation between Trump and Bibi Netanyahu, for example. His supporters carry the same mindset. I'm sorry, Aline, honey, I'm getting an echo.
Yeah, I got her.
Yeah, his supporters carry the same mindset that he stands for, right? So now we're seeing Trump coming out with all of this legislation, the big beautiful bill, whatever he wants to call it, and his supporters are carrying out that hate. For example, the Proud Boys in Ohio, the Klan starting to be louder and prouder than they ever have been, and that's exactly what's happening in Palestine. So anyone who supports the Israeli government, or AKA Zionism, also follows those same behaviors and mindset of the wish to completely dehumanize and eradicate and erase Palestinians off the map. So it's not just a governmental issue, it's also an issue with those that support him, which unfortunately in the I state is an overwhelming majority. It's not even down the middle like it is here in the United States. It's not. They believe they are settlers. They believe that Palestinians do not deserve to breathe air. And I just wanted to add that on. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. And here's the thing. I am not saying that there's not the majority. Okay, I got you, Aline. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I want to see the studies. For me, the whole conversation for me was about and especially in this in this environment right now, I don't have a bad word to say about a Palestinian who feels some way about Israeli individuals. I can't. You're in the middle of an actual G-side. It's not my thing. What I am talking about and what the purpose of this was, especially is about the crossing of how people behave in one space compared to another, right? And so, for example, if I have somebody in my space that is pro Pally all day long, and then they are going into other spaces or they are holding other spaces where they either participate in or allow the slurs or degradation of another group of people. If they go into another space or they hold another space and it's anti-Black, where people are called monkey, or people are told, get over slavery, or anything of those types of things. That's the stuff that can't happen. And it's the same thing. So if you call yourself a Danikin and you're a subscriber of mine, I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but I would hope you are not sitting on other lives, right? Talking about I'm a Danican while you're busy calling Trump supporters maggots and shit like that, right? And the reason why is you got my name in front of some things. And the way that I want to do things, I believe in accountability 100%. Well, so Rima, let me tell you, there are people who are pro-Palestinian and anti-Black.
Okay,
that's a fact. 100%.
Yeah, I literally got a message. So listen, when if I do an addressing like this to everybody, that means somebody is sending me info. That's what it means. And so if somebody sees somebody that is in my chat or on my panel or any of those types of things, then people are going to say to me, "Hey, so and so be in your live," and they act like ABCDXYZ, and then they'll be in another live and be like, LMNOP, right? A completely different set of the damn alphabet. And my whole point here is, especially if we want, I'm so irritated in my soul because every single bit of this that I see transpiring in this country and around the world comes back to two things: religion and racism. And because people ask me, how did Donald Trump get elected? And I said, religion and racism. Those were the main two paths that down the road that drove us to the place that we are now. And there were different points of intersection. So under religion, right? Under religion, you got the Christian nationalist, you got the Christian Zionist, you got the AB conversation, right? You got the LGBTQ plus conversation. Like a bunch of it was weaponized under religion. And what wasn't weaponized under the umbrella of religion was weaponized under the umbrella of racism. So whether that is calling Black individuals who are members of Congress low IQ, whether it is redistricting Texas to get rid of the people that were elected by blind members of the Black community and putting them in Congress, right? Whether it was, and like any of those things, right? So these were the two roads, and there's lots of intersections. And in order for us to begin to not travel to these places together, we have to be like, oh, what's falling under these roads? And that's why I have occupation, deportation, incarceration, starvation, degradation, dehumanization. These are the things that come from the weaponization of religion combined with racism. They come together. Yeah, religion is patriarchy all damn day. All day. And so for me, I have to call a thing and say, this is not how I get down in this space. This is not how my space will be ever. And people just need to know that you be who you want to be. I know exactly who I am and what I want to put out on this platform and any platform that I bring myself to. Does that mean that people won't be held to account, or that I have to be tolerant of everything, or you won't ever get cussed the fuck out? No, that's not what it means. All of those things could occur because I am a human being, 100%. right? And sometimes people deserve to get cussed the fuck out for a minute. But I'm going to cuss you out in love, and then I'm going to give you space to come on back over here. And sometimes that does happen, right? 100%, right? Appreciate you, Kobe. So I needed to level set so that everybody understands. And this is what this topic, I want you all to hear me on this. So do you know what I was thinking about? You know how everybody is talking about Israel not letting in the international journalists, right? I thought about that yesterday. And it began to dawn on me how that ties to racism. Because if the only people that they leave to report are Palestinians who are brown, who speak Arabic, listen, whether we like to admit it or not, there is a thing that happens when Western people even see Arabic. There is a connotation to Arabic and all of that, and black, right, Rima? And so what happens is the world is less likely to believe the reporting from the fucking ground because it's coming from black and brown people. The world is less likely. Do y'all know good and well, if we had some European if we had some European reporters right now on the ground, if all of those 4 members of the press yesterday that had their lives taken, if all of them were white and European, everybody in the fucking world would be listening, and they would believe it was intentional. They would believe it was a double tap. They would believe that the drone strike was to draw in the aid workers and the members of the press. They would believe it 100%. So if you don't understand that racism is part of the strategy, even in Palestine, you're missing it. If you're not realizing that racism is 100% part of what's happening with the redistricting in Texas, the National Guard in DC, right? They're not sending the National Guard to Nashville, Tennessee. They're not sending the National Guard to Nashville, Tennessee. They might try that shit in Atlanta, but I don't know, because we 60% strong in Atlanta. Right? But I'm just saying. So today's conversation has to be about all of it and the intersectionality and how it is being used to manipulate people. Just saying. Hey, Natalie, let me check this box real quick for y'all. So I hope that everybody hears me and hears my heart when I say this, right? Yeah, so let me tell you something about that Tennessee National Guard. Let me tell you about that Tennessee National Guard, Rachel. They're going specifically for ICE. They're not going for no power grab, are they? No. Do you want to know why they're not? Because they already have it. They have the power. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all saw this or not. The Heritage Foundation has a scorecard of its members to see how much they are on board with the Heritage Foundation's agenda. How many of you all knew that?
I think we talked about it. Actually, you brought that to my attention the first time we were talking, I think, Danny.
Yeah, it came out. They put out a new one. Hold on, let me just see. Marsha Blackburn is 100%. Yeah, hold on. There's a hold on. I'm gonna get it for you.
March of 2024.
Marsha Blackburn with her.
Oh, Marsha Blackburn.
Yeah. Sorry, I literally started to call her name. I don't like her. And everything in me, she's one of the people that I don't like, because I've had personal interaction face to face with her on behalf of a region that they are her constituents. They are 96% white, and her ass would not help. She does not give a shit about anybody. This is my humble firsthand account of experience knowing her, is unless you are rich and white, she gives 0 fucks. Period. And it don't even matter if you're poor, white, and a woman. You have to be both. You got to be rich and white for her to give a damn. And hopefully somebody that generates to that donates to campaigns. Yeah, David, that's exactly why you cannot have her as a governor in Tennessee. 100%. Yeah. So I want to give other people on the panel a chance to speak while I bring up this information. So welcome to the panel, Ham, Truth for, Jabber, A Money. Glad to see everybody. Salam, all the things. You sent me articles about break-ins. Okay, Rachel, where did you send them to me at? Because I'm just gonna be honest with you. My shit is so crazy in terms of messages. There ain't nothing nice about it. There's just too many of them for me to get to. Maybe that will change now that Miss Mila has started pre-K, but we shall see. So what's up, Ham?
Oh, I don't want to move away from what the topic is currently. I was going to send you a resource for the Palestine Center for Policy and Survey Research. That includes everything you're looking for, the methodology, sample size, margin of error, et cetera, et cetera. And all Palestinians I know who are familiar with this office in Ramallah consider the information and poll statistics reliable. But I can send it to your Discord because, like I said, I don't want to divert what the topic flowed into.
Yeah, and by the way, DJK, just so that you know, I looked up the one that you're talking about, and it wasn't 50 people. It was actually a survey of 1,000 people.
1,050.
Oh, see, all we heard was 50 because it was cut off in the front.
It's 1,000. It's 1,050 or 1,005. Right?
It's 1,050. It's 1,000. Yeah, I looked it up. That's why I was going to tell you. No, it's 1,000. But anyway,
I was thinking, I was like, yeah, it's a sample size of at least 1,000.
It's 1,005.
That's what it is. So I got the 50 and the 5.
It don't matter. The first part of it was cut off. What's up, Witch? Okay, so
I'll give you a sample size of 50.
The person in the chat that just said you like MTG now, we need to have a conversation about that. We have to have a conversation about that. Because for me,
he's being sarcastic, to be honest with you. That's he's being extremely sarcastic.
Because I was gonna say I might like the one thing that she said, but that's still a hateful, not really intelligent person.
Yeah, she's still a POS.
Like, I had to get to the person because sometimes, right, Linda, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So Nancy's having problems getting signal everywhere. Can everybody else tell me just fine?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I know she said it's a G side. And here's my thing. I got it. But I think that there are things that are shifting within some of the Trump administration's folks, right? And with MTG, I don't think, okay, so there are people that support Donald Trump that understand even when his time is up, because it will be, right? The rest of the GOP will back them and support them. There are others that he has used that they will not. MTG is one of them. Lauren Boebert is another one of them. There's a couple of them. Marsha will be fine because the GOP likes her. She's got enough of what they need to carry forth the messaging and carry out what they want. Those two, not so much. And so
even Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly's another one recently. She is a bigger POS than I think Marjorie Taylor Greene.
She's horrible. Yeah, she's horrible. Okay, so check it out. If you go to heritageaction.com/scorecard, you can put in your zip code or the name of your representative, and it will tell you their score based on. So Heritage Action is their political their super PAC. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. So one of the ways that they got the Senate to get behind and get on board with confirming Pete Hegseth, I don't know if y'all know this or not. The Political Action Committee that they have, Heritage Action, they hey Mike, they literally got an online petition of 100,000 people. They sent it to all of the members of the committee and the senators, and then they got all of the people that donated to them. They raised this money, and that was the money. The money was spent to get Pete Hegseth confirmed, and that's how they got it done. I listened to the guy on what's the C-SPAN. C-SPAN had a whole thing on it, and the Heritage Action dude, he was on there and he was talking about what they had done. My ass called in and had to have a chat with him for a minute. I don't usually do that on right-leaning stuff, but I did that day because that's what they did. They got 100,000 signatures of Republicans to send to Republican members of the Senate Confirmation Committee for Pete Hegseth, and that's how they moved him across the line, in case y'all did not know. How about that? So let me go to Truth for, then Jabber, then A Money.
Well, I'm going into therapy, so I'm just going to say hi and bye. I got 4 minutes, Danny. So I'm just going to.
Okay, my friend. Well, we're going to get together again because now that Mila is in pre-K.
Hi, Truth. Hi, Money. Hi, everybody. Rima, DJ, Danny, thank you, everybody.
Hey,
Great
Jabber.
conversation. Yes.
Now that Mila is in pre-K, let's get it scheduled for one day during the week that's between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. so we can make it happen.
That would be awesome.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Okay.
You need like 15 other minutes to pick your brain about Discord stuff.
Yeah.
Phantom helped me out big time the other day. My mind is blown. I'm finally, for those of you who are like, I'm joining Jabber's Discord and then saw nothing, that was a calculated ADHD effort. So yeah, but now it's finally, I'm finally getting some things going there. So I just wanted to say, you talk about the Heritage Foundation. I know I say this often, but folks, you must listen to Master Plan, the podcast. Listen to it. It's on any of your streaming podcasts. Remember, the Heritage Foundation was founded February 16th, 1973, and it all sprung from the reaction to Watergate and packing the courts, and that's where we are. I'm telling you, don't snooze on this podcast. It will fill in so many gaps. I cannot stress enough. I know that everybody's got limited time. It is 11 episodes. Do yourself a favor and the world a favor. It will help your brain, your activism, everything. I just cannot say enough about it. So Master Plan, David Sirota, Campaign Finance.
It's called Master Plan, y'all. I'll keep saying which podcast, and you just said Master Plan like 10 times.
Master Plan. Yeah, from the lever. Master Plan.
Right. Master Plan from love. Appreciate you, Jabber.
My wellness.
Yes, go take care of you.
Okay. All
right. Appreciate you, friend. All right. So, truth. It's on you, my dear.
Hi. I was just with what you were stating about how that they believe anybody that is white. Let me remind you guys when the Ukraine BS started with Russia. Remember this guy who literally stated, well, these are your Middle Eastern uncivilized people. These are white, blonde hair, blue eyes, civilized Western people that are dealing with this war that is happening. This is, like I stated in the last time I came up, our media, our Western media has always been a bias against brown people. You can look back through history and see how they've described every single brown person ever.
Can you guys hear me?
Well, even when it's the victims are brown, they make them as they were the bad people.
Yeah.
It's always been in our Western media.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just the difference whenever you see a Black person in media, and even if they are the quote unquote perpetrator, right? Their picture is going to be their mugshot. But white boys, it's always going to be their college photo or their high school photo or whatever seems less alarming, less aggressive. That is how the media is. Matter of fact, one of the things that I said is that for people to understand, when I first started talking about like really diving in online to racial issues back in, I don't even know when, 10, 15 years ago, 15, oh, Jesus, almost 15 years ago, I guess. And I first began, and people would get so angry when I would say white Americans or white people. And they would be like, you're being racist. And I said, because what? Because I said white people or because I said white Americans? I said, let me tell you why that feels racist to you is because white has always been the default for people. The only time in our media that you would see the description is if one of the perpetrators was melanated, right? Then they were going to be black or Hispanic, or they were going to be something, right? But you never saw that it was a black person or he was a white male perpetrator. You never saw that, right? And that is because, and so whenever white people hear us say white people, it feels uncomfortable because you're not used to people addressing you by your color, because your color has been the default when describing human beings, right? And so that's one of the things that people, and so I just tell you, listen, lean into that, because that's part of the problem. I'm not being racist. You're just not used to being called white. Hi, white people. You know, you call us black and brown people all day long. Hi, white people. How do you feel being addressed as a member of the Crayola box? And that's why. So yeah, truth, 100%. It's all in the way that descriptions are done by mass media. It's why we have missing white woman syndrome in this country. A white woman goes missing. I do this a lot, and I want to show y'all just one more time. Okay, so somebody named for me the child that was abducted from her home and used to do beauty pageants. What's her name? That little girl that was unalived. I'm sorry, that was unalived, and she used to do beauty pageants. What's her name? Watch everybody. Look at that. What's the name of the girl that went to Aruba on her high school trip after graduation? What's her name? And she was unalived. What's her name? Yep, look. See? Everybody got it right. The first one was John Bonet. The second one is Natalie Holloway, right? Y'all got it. So who's the one of the most recent ones that went on a driving trip across the country with her boyfriend, put it all on YouTube? What's her name? Everybody knows Gabby, right? See how easy this is? I can do this all day, and people can name for me white girl after white girl after white girl that has either been abducted or unalived. And here's what I would like. If you are native or if this is your forte, don't answer. I would like anybody else that has not specifically researched this to name for me one Native American indigenous woman that has gone missing or is unalived. Name one that you haven't had to go research yourself. Name one. That you learned about it from the news. See that? This is the propaganda of our media. Yeah, somebody said I researched this, so right, but you had to go research it. Right, you said Emily Pike, but you learned it from TikTok. You said it was local to you. Right. And so when I broke this down, I'll have to go look, see if Facebook deleted the live or not. But I did a live about this one time. People was real mad at me. The live was entitled Missing White Woman Syndrome, because that's literally what it's called. There's been study after study done on this fact, if you do not know this. And there are studies that will show you the rate in which white women who go missing, not only do they make the news, but how quickly authorities are mobilized, how much more serious it is thought to be, how much faster they act. Not only how much faster do they make it into a mainstream news cycle, but how long they stay there. Because making it into the cycle is the first hurdle, but it's how long do you stay in the cycle that has something to do with the success of the case. And so the same thing now, we have heard about Ukraine so much more than we have heard about Palestine or the Sudan or anywhere else where it's melanated people that are either being occupied or starved or unalived. Right, the Congo. Thank you, Michigan Mountaineer, right? This is part of the problem. This is why I say we have to start addressing the intersections, and that's why we have no time to be pro one group and anti the other. If you are pro Pally and you're anti-black, get your shit together. If you are pro-black and anti-Pally, get your shit together. If you are pro-Pally or pro-black and you are anti-indigenous, get your shit together. And that would be everywhere. 100%. What's up, Doug? We have no time for it. This is about being pro-human beings all the day, and fixing the systems. And in order to fix, let me stop saying fix the system. I actually want to not fix the systems, because the systems are breaking and it's about damn time. The systems have been working the way that they were designed for years upon years upon years upon years. Make no mistake, when you see more Black people incarcerated than white people, that is by design. The system is working exactly as how they intended it to. Okay. When you see more CEOs that are white and men, that is by design. The system is working exactly as it is supposed to. Okay. So I don't want to fix the systems. I want to create new systems. I want to get rid of the old systems. I'm ready, and I want to keep what has worked, which is very fucking little, and build them into something that is best for everyone, all of the people. What's up, Pen 1010? Because that is what is required if we are going to move forward as a society, period. And that's with a T. I didn't say it quite hard enough, period. It's with a whole T, a whole ass T, just so everybody knows. Sophia's trying to join. Sophia, if you request again, I'll bring you back up. I don't know what your signal is like. For those of you guys who missed it, Sophia is going to send me a map. She sent it to me. I saw her. She did it live on yesterday's live. She's going to send me one that is all kind of like, that is, thank you, Sandy, that is got, that has all the graphics and things up. And she walked us through exactly what was happening in Palestine. DJ K put one up just now.
I'll send it to you right now, actually, on Discord.
Love it. Perfect. Because then I can utilize it.
This one is in English also, and it shows
okay.
What's the unaliveness zone and where they're supposed to be evacuating to and all this stuff.
And folks, right, I really want you all to, and especially, I would like to, if we know people that are well versed in what's happening in the Sudan, especially the connection to Dan, whatever his face is, the Israeli billionaire. Anybody remember his last name without me having to look it up? Do y'all know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Dan Gertler.
Gertler, that's what I'm talking about.
Billionaire that's making money and profiting off the Congo.
I also want to bring up the situation in Haiti. So the oligarchs of Haiti, one of them is Israeli.
Okay.
That are financing the gangs and militias. I forgot his name. He's quite old, the individual. He's 98 years old, I believe. But he maintains dual citizenship with Canada and Israel. And
okay.
Also, triple citizenship as well with Haiti.
Obviously. Yeah, I know Gertler is Congo. I thought I said Congo. Yeah, there's Sudan. I want somebody who does that. But the Congo is Gertler. And the thing that everybody should know, Covey does, great. So, Covey, if now's not a good time, we'll do another live where we talk about that as well. But let me just share this with y'all. The United States quit to pursue business in Congo. Yeah, fuck him and the horse he rode in on. Because I don't wish bad things on people. Here's what I hope. I hope that former Representative Mark Green has the day he deserves and the experience he deserves fucking around in the Congo. That's what I hope. I hope he gets whatever he deserves in this life. Okay, let me just say that.
I can wish bad for people because, like, my patients ended a long time ago. So if you need, I'll do it for you.
No, so and this is where, so like you sound a lot like my mom. So my mom can't stand Donald Trump. I can't either, right? And here's the difference. Because, okay, I don't just want the bad things that are happening today to stop. I want us to get to the root of the issue, right? I really do. And I think one of the reasons why I'm so intentional about that is because of my grandbabies, especially, right? I do not want them to inherit a world that continues to swing back and forth from one extreme to the other on this very crazy pendulum, where, people are wishing and each other, bad for bad. Hey, Smile City, appreciate you. Right. And so here's my thing. So this is the conversation I had with my mom, and she talks about this a lot. Is we were talking, and she was doing all the names for Trump, right? Whether it was Cheeto, Orange, Cadet, like you name the damn thing. And that was her name for him. Right. And I said, Mom, I said, I can't get down with calling the man's name. And the reason why is this. I don't like him. I may believe he's an asshole and a horrible human being. And having said that, he is still a human being at the end of the day. A shitty human being, but he is still a human being at the end of the day. And here's what happens, guys. Listen to this. Here's what happens. If you refer to Donald Trump as a Cheeto, orange, right? Or even 45 or 47, right? Cheeto is a food. Orange is a color. 45 or 47 is a number. None of those things are a human being. None of them have a spirit, a soul, or any of those things. And here's the thing, folks. When we engage in verbiage that is dehumanizing, it gives us permission to treat people as if they are less than human. And that is how we got and continue to have enslavement. You cannot use language that dehumanizes people. You can't. I mean, you can, but it doesn't help us in the long term. And I get it that we're angry. I get it that we're tired. I get it that we're whatever. I get it. And do we want to change the world that we live in, or do we not? I tell people all the time, do you want to be right or do you want to be heard? Do you want to be right or do you want to be heard? Do you want to fix this one thing, or do we want to change the root of where that thing came from so it does not continue to happen? And that's the only thing, like, that's it. I don't want for my grandchildren the world in which I live. I want them to know that when they apply for a loan to get a house in the future, right? I want them, am I really defending who? If you just listen to anything I said and you heard me defending somebody, clean your ears. Look, do like this. Put your finger on the TikTok screen, swoop the fuck up, go out, clean your ears, and then come the fuck back in and listen to understand, not to comment. That's what I want you to do. I can't with people. I want my grandchildren to know that in the future, they can get a home. And when they get a home, that decision, their application will be reviewed based on the merits of their finances and all of that, and not by the color of their skin. I want them to know that we don't still have, which we do, by the way. If you all don't think we have segregation, you're living in some fake ass world, because we do. It's just done differently. It's done through the banks in the US. And in Palestine, apartheid is happening through Israel. Just so we're clear.
It's segregation, but they call it something different, right? So people don't connect the dots.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Right?
Yeah. Listen, all they did, folks, was figure out new ways to do things that were less obvious. And they used the systems that they created in order to do them. That's it. But we are in a different age, in a different time. Yeah, so listen, Covey, if you know who the doctor is, and you want to bring them on a same live with you, I'm down for that. I don't know. So he said what? So
she said he might be in the request or something.
Did I take my allergy medicine? Because I got Geez, I was looking like, did I take my allergy medicine today? Because
girl, you're turning into me. I do that with my blood pressure medication.
Well, I called myself. I put these two over here so that I know. Yeah, Kobe, I'm down with it. These two I know I haven't done yet, but that one's over there, and I'm just like, I don't remember if I did or not. Yes, he did. So Rachel, that is the perfect thing. I said this on a live not that long ago. So Trevor Noah was talking about how at least in South Africa they did apartheid and racism like straight up front, right? They was like, yeah, no, you can't live here. You can't live here because you are this, but you can live over here because you're that. And he said that he often thinks that South Africa did Black people a favor in that because they knew why they couldn't live somewhere. But Black folk in America, you did not know that Donald Trump's leasing manager put a C on the top of your damn leasing application. You didn't know. That's why you didn't get your apartment. It's because they put a C for colored. You didn't know until the DOJ sued them. And some of y'all still acting like you don't damn know. Just saying. But that's why. How much money has Wells Fargo had to pay? A shit ton. The people that are taking advantage of the systems are the corporations. Donald Trump says he cares about Medicaid, Medicare fraud. He just pardoned the dude that committed over like $1 billion of it. The fuck out of here with that. It's not us, it's the corporations doing it. So here's my thing. Sandra Doyle says this, and this is a good comment. I want y'all to hear me. Sandra Doyle said one of the hardest commandments for her as a Christian is to love Trump. And she said, God help for real. And so I'll share with you my approach to that particular scripture and that commandment. When I think about loving people who their actions, their words, their faith even cause harm. I think about loving the perfect creation that I believe they began as. I try to remember the perfect creation before anybody ever hurt them, before anybody ever damaged them, before anybody ever, abused them. I try to remember, that's the part that I focus on, not who they are today, but the perfect intent and the perfect design that they had at the very beginning, right? Because we don't look at babies. You've never been in a nursery, right? And been like, there goes the next Shitler. Look at his old crazy ass. See the way he's sucking that pacifier? He's fucking trouble. We don't do that, right? Because babies are perfect when they're made. It's human beings. It's human beings. It's our experiences and how we choose to grow from them, right? I'm just saying. So when I think about, so you know what Doug said, or the person that God wants to make them. See, I don't subscribe to that, and I'll tell you why. I think that God doesn't want to make people be anything. I think God already did his part, and everything is up to the people. God might have a way that he wants people to be, but he's not trying to make anybody be anything, because that's why he gave us free will, right? So if I focus on, this is just me, if I focus on who a person could be, then I get really mad, because then I'm like, you could be doing the damn work. You could be a better human fucking being. Nope, that's just going to frustrate me even more. So I will focus on the innocence and the purity that comes with being an infant, a newborn, a baby. Children teach us, children could teach us so much better about the world that we could have. I got a picture today from Mila's pre-K teacher. We have a little chat and she keeps us up to date, right? And the picture that she sent, this little boy that Mila is with, this is a big boy. I was like, damn, he's in pre-K. And I think about, I am truly, I don't know this kid, but I think about, oh my God, the kid, the world is going to be so mean to this kid because he is big. He is overweight. He is all the things, and he is dark skinned. And I can already see the traumas that are going to come to this kid, right? And and there's Mila on the playground holding his hand. Just, and I was like, yes, Mila, be his friend, be his friend, be his friend. And I love that, right? But it's just one of those things where children can teach us to be so much more than we are with each other. 100%. Just saying. So that's why I say, when you say it's hard, can I offer y'all this? Things are simple. Simple does not mean easy. So whenever you feel that something is hard, and that's your first response is to go, damn, this is hard. Change that in your head and say, this is simple. And simple isn't always easy, but this is simple. If you focus on the simplicity of things, it's easier for them to accomplish, rather than if you continuously think that something is hard. Salam, Mohammed.
Danny, I'm going to drop down for a second. I'll be back after making a couple more calls for work. I'll be back. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah,
appreciate
you, DJK.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Dani. How are you doing?
Alaikum salam, Sophia. How are you? Hey,
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. It's good to see you.
Alhamdulillah. So tell me what that means.
The video. What? Alhamdulillah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it basically means that
okay.
All praise be to God. Yeah, we are accepting.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, I got it.
We're accepting everything that Allah gives us, whether if it's bad or good, it's all accepted because Allah is good and He always brings us good.
Yep, I got it.
So Alhamdulillah for everything. And W. Yurmila, I wanted to tell you this, is that the kids are actually pure innocent, that, heals everyone around. Whenever I go stressed, even this morning something happened to me, I was stressed of something and I was not feeling okay, and I was feeding my daughters, and then Celine told me, Mom, why are you not smiling? You're supposed to be smiling. And then she made me smile the whole day.
I love that.
This is the kids' effect,
Yes, 100%.
All of them.
And they know. So like sometimes when I'm doing a live or when I get done, because I am a bit of an empath, right? The first time I met Abu Saraj and Mohammed, and I said to them, I said, I know it's going to sound very weird, but I can feel you. And so when I get done, it can be really heavy, right? And Mila or Bella, sometimes they'll come over and Mila will go, Tutu, you okay? She asks me that at least once a day, Tutu, are you okay? Or if I sigh, Bella will say, Tutu, you all right? But they do, they know. And yeah, they know. Beautiful.
Yeah, they're very smart, and it breaks me that they have to go through all of this. Inshallah, we can save them as soon as possible.
Inshallah, yes, 100%. Believe it. Yeah. I am just. Whoop, go ahead, Rima.
Oh no! You finish. If it's okay. Okay. I want to run my mouth because this is such an important topic for me.
Yeah.
I want to make a very clear statement. If people will stop calling me. So you cannot be pro-Palestinian and لأن الناس بيكلموني لما شو اسمه لما أول ما بدي أقول إشي مهم, anytime I want to say something important, people call me. You cannot call yourself a pro-Palestinian and then also be anti-Black. While I understand there is a difference between anti-Blackness, bigotry, and racism, there has been a flood, and I mean a flood, Danny, of neo-Yahtzee. They like to call themselves conservatives, even though I don't know what they're conserving. Yeah. who have attached themselves to the pro-Palestinian movement only because of their sheer hate for the J people.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter whether these J people are pro-Palestinian themselves or not, right? Because we do have wonderful people like Jabber, Delivery, Malvina. There's so many beautiful Wotera, so many beautiful J people who have came to us and said, hey, listen, we're with you, we're behind you. And that's their only reason. And so here's David Duke actually claims, David Duke, we all know who David Duke claims, that he's pro-Palestinian only because, but the thing is, and the point is, it's so important, is, Danny, you can pass, and I apologize, please don't take offenses, but you pass as a Palestinian Gazan woman.
Girl, there ain't much I don't pass for.
So you cannot say that you hate blackness and that you hate brown people in the West, but somehow you now care about them in Gaza, in Tul Karim, in Jenin, in Mukhayyam Nosh. That's not how it works.
Right.
You are either pro all of us, which means you can cry watching a mother in Sudan crying for her baby that's starving, the same way that you can cry for a mother in Gaza crying for her baby, or in Congo, or in Haiti, or Tigray, or in any other place in the world. So I'm really tired of this neo-Yahtzee narrative. This is not cool for me as a Palestinian. We have learned and we understand who our allies are and who have been with us and who have backed us up since the very beginning. And we can get into that, of course, which is another, but yeah, I'll land there.
No, it's 100% accurate. And, you know, my daughter and I were having this same conversation yesterday because my daughter was on, she'd had a post or something on TikTok, and somebody replied to her and said, you're not black, sis, right? Now, here's what's funny. Okay, so I am biracial, right? My dad was black, my mom is white. And then my daughter's dad is black as well. So she's 3/4 and whatever, if you want to get down to the like fractions and shit. But a black woman had commented, a dark-skinned black woman. This is where we get into the whole colorism shit, y'all. But she said, you're not black, sis. And my daughter was like, really? Because you might want to tell my daddy that, you know what I mean? But here's my thing. She said it's called racially ambiguous. So wherever I go, I can, if I go to Mexico, if I go to California, Texas, if I go anywhere that used to be in the States that used to be Mexico, if I were to go to Palestine, like you just said, everywhere I go, people are like, and I have had people my whole life, I hate this question. People will say, what are you? And I said, I'm a human being. What are you? What do you mean? Well, I just mean, what do you mix with? Well, shit, I've never been in a bowl. I've never been mixed with anything. I don't know what you mean. I'm not mixed, right? I'm biracial. Like, it's just this obsession that people have with all of those things. It's just crazy. So here's the thing that I love about it, and something that I really want to take on. I've told all y'all this. Like, I want to learn Arabic. It might be Brooklyn Arabic. It might be whatever Arabic, but I want to learn Arabic, and I want to get back to, I used to be able to speak decent Spanish, right? So I need to get back on my Spanish game. So like the goal for me would be able to speak in as many languages as I can pass for. That for me would be amazing. Yeah. So I don't take any harm to it at all. And but I'm with you 100%, Rima.
Well, Palestinians, and here's something so important, I promise I'll be quiet after this. Palestinians are not a race. And a lot of people think that, right? So, and I said this on the other space that we had. Palestinians come in all colors, for example. My mother is a beautiful white Palestinian. My mother looks European, green eyes, red hair. My father is a black Palestinian, right? And so that's another part of the dehumanization, is that they're like, okay, well, they all look like they came out of an Aladdin Disney movie. That's how they all look. They all have a magic carpet. Everybody's dressed in cosmetics, which is incorrect. We different religions, different ideologies, and we've come together so beautifully. Palestine is one of the only places in that corner of the world where people who are from all different colors, skin tones, and ideologies and religions have been able to successfully be in peace. And our problem is Zionism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but one of the journalists
You know-
yesterday too, he wasn't light skinned.
means
They were all different colors yesterday, all
Oh,
the
sorry.
journalists. It's okay, Emma, go ahead, speak.
I wanted to tell you, like, no means to interrupt, but I have my cousins. They are twins. One of them is blonde, white, blue eyes, and the other one is brown skin with, a curly hair, and they are twins.
Yeah.
So
See?
what's the deal? We never knew about racism and those phrases until I joined here. This is my first time.
Yeah.
So, when I joined TikTok, this is my first time to know about those stuff. They
Wow.
don't have it here on the ground, actually.
It's crazy because I mean, and here, so this is gonna sound real silly, y'all. Don't judge me either, because I normally am I'm normally like a crime TV girl and all that. And like yesterday, it was like the last day or two, I really just I wanted to watch TV that I didn't have to think about at all, right? So I said, don't judge me. We listen and we don't judge. I was watching Love is Blind UK. Season 2 is out.
It's okay, girl.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But let me tell you what I noticed. And this is the thing. This is the beautiful thing I love about when we have so many different people in different conversations about all the things and how they impact us. And so while I'm watching this, there was a Lebanese guy, and he's talking to a girl who's Albanian. And they were talking about, but they knew each other's culture. You hear me? Girl, no, my mama and them do Love Island. I can't. Love Island be messy AF. I cannot. But anyway, yes, my mama got my oldest daughter has got my mama watching Love Island. But the thing is, alaikum salam, Mohammed.
No, finish.
Yeah. So but the thing is that what I noticed. They knew each other's cultures, so many different cultures, so many different ethnicities. Then you had a guy who's on there who's he's part Palestinian, and the girl that he fell in love with is Indian. And so they had a conversation about, like, will her family be able to accept him? Because no, not Palestinian, Pakistani. I knew it started with a P. I had to think about what I was talking about. He's part Pakistani and she's Indian, right? And they already were so aware of all. And I think about the United States of America and how disconnected so many of us are with the cultures of other nations and the people that live in this country. We truly are a melting pot. But there's this perception that when you come to America, you're not supposed to have any other culture than American culture, when reality is America don't have no damn culture that ain't somebody else's. We don't have a culture that's not somebody else's. And our disconnect was by design. And that's the part that gets me is I'm like, oh my gosh. I think so much of this for me is a wake-up call about how much I need to be and would benefit from being more connected to other people and other cultures, not only within our communities and our country, but around the world, because I think that's one of the things, again, that increases our understanding and makes it a better place for everyone to exist. 100%. Just saying.
Danny, I do want to say. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
والله بدي احكي انا بس مش عارف انا قطعك وانا بينه وبينك مش فاهم لكلامك وانا لانه كله بالانجليزي انت عارف يعني انا ما لي على اللغه كثير.
لا ما شاء الله عليك.
اذا حابه انه احكي
اتفضل.
الله يرضى عليك.
الله يرضى عليك. الموضوع is it okay, Danny, if I explain to him quickly what the green screen is about?
Yes.
الموضوع هو كالتالي، انه اللي بيكون مع الحركة حركة التحرير الفلسطيني لازم يكون مع جميع الحركات التحريرية العالمية. تمام، يعني ما بصير انه يكون جزء من حركتنا انسان بيقول انا والله مع فلسطين وانا بدي فلسطين تتحرر وانا زعلان على اللي بيصير في غزة، وفي نفس الوقت مثلا بيكون عنصري ضد الشعوب الثانية وبالاخص اللي هم الشعب الافريقي بالاخص. عرفت كيف؟ او انه مثلا بيكون عنده كلام مش كويس عليهم وفي نفس الوقت بيحكي لا يا عم على الفلسطينية. احنا كلنا بدنا انه اخواننا في السودان ان شاء الله يتحرروا واخواننا في الكونغو ان شاء الله يتحرروا، يعني لازم احنا كلنا نكون مع بعض.
بالضبط.
وعلى فكرة الشعب الأسمر
وانا مع التحرير.
نعم،
كل انسان مضطهد على هذه الارض، انا مع تحرير كل شخص مضطهد حقه على هذه الارض. طيب
محمد
خلينا نبدا لك ميدانيا بالاوضاع.
نعم دقيقة بس عشان أترجم عشان ما تخسرش متفرجين. Danny, he's saying that as Palestinians, we believe in the same thing, which is, you know, as Palestinians, the same way we believe in our liberation. We also believe in the liberation of every person that is oppressed. And I think the Palestinians historically have proven that in so many different ways. You can go back and look at, you know, Malcolm X's dealings with Palestinians in Gaza. You can look at the Black Panthers also dealing with their Palestinian brothers and sisters. So we all understand on a deeper level that liberation for one is liberation for all.
Yeah.
And then Muhammad wants to speak about a few things that are on the ground, unless A Money, I think, wanted to add something.
Yeah, because I saw you say something wasn't cool. What was it?
I'm so sorry. I do have a Zoom conference call. I'll be back, you guys.
Okay.
Salam.
It's all good. You guys can continue.
But no, it ain't. What happened?
No, it's all good. All good.
No, it happened in my space, and people are going, "What happened?" So you have to.
Emma said something, and someone in the chat said, "Don't." I forgot how they voted, but like, don't negate Black Palestinians. Don't speak for Black Palestinians. She wasn't speaking for Black Palestinians, so I thought that was like. She was just saying from her experience and what she's seen on the ground. People don't understand in Palestine, it's not the same way how we look at things in America. It's like two different worlds. Middle East is different than things that happen in America.
Okay, so with what Rima had said.
No. Emma said something and somebody wrote, don't speak for Black Palestinians, and she wasn't. She wasn't speaking for any. She was speaking for her experience. That was her experience. She wasn't speaking for Black Palestinians.
Okay.
That's true. So what we're trying to say here, Danny. لا دقيقة يا صوفيا معلش بس عشان أشرح. What we're trying to say, and I do understand that there is a tiny bit of a language barrier, is that the social construct in Palestine is a little different than the social construct here in the United States. I'll explain. For example, colorism is global. Okay, I have to say this. Colorism is absolutely a global issue. Okay, whiteness is considered the creme de la creme of any society. The whiter you are, the more protected you are, the more prestigious you are, the more beautiful you are. While on the other end of the spectrum, the darker you are, the more less you are considered. And that is a global issue globally. However, in Palestine specifically, I think what Sophia was trying to say is that she doesn't see the difference between her cousins. So we're all Palestinians and we're all struggling together. White or Black Palestinians are all struggling together at the same level of systematic oppression. And I think there isn't that social construct between white Palestinians and Black Palestinians on the ground as it presents itself in Western diaspora. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, I understand. Kobe, you joined the panel.
I also want to add something briefly. And that لحظة يا أخ محمد, we never level down people or put levels for the people based on their skin. As Muslims, before being Palestinians, this is not something that we should be acting in here. All the people are the same. All the Muslims are the same. We never, dislevel the people because of what they are or their color or their names or their shapes. This is what Allah gave them. No one has options. The only things that we treat the people is that how they act and how they build their lives, and how they, what's the decision that they're making. This is something that we can discuss, and then we can say we agree with these people and we like those people and we don't like those people, because this is something that they made by their own. But their color, their names, their families, this is something, their shapes, this is something they didn't choose. So we don't look at those things here in Gaza. And definitely, like you, sometimes I hear stories that some people were refused of having a certain job because they were hijabi woman, or being a brown skin, or let's say that was it, being white skin.
Yeah.
But we don't have those things here. This was my point.
Got
We're
it.
accepting everyone here as long as they are going with the same ideas and the same community rules, the same community guides that we accept.
Got it. Okay. So I'm understanding what was being said. I want to give Covey an opportunity to share what she heard that was being said, so that we can have a respectful conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hi, by the way, my name is Covey. Thank you very much for letting me up. I was just saying that anti-Blackness is global. That's all I was saying, right? And a lot of times, unfortunately, we do hear a lot of people who might not be Black say that anti-Blackness does not exist within their country, or we hear it all the time, and like white Americans say it, or white Europeans say it, or just like people who aren't Black in general tend to either downplay or minimize or erase the experiences of Black people on a global scale because they don't see it themselves. I'm not saying that people are doing it out of malicious intent, but a lot of times, if you don't experience it yourself, you're going to think that it doesn't exist. So that's all I was saying. Anti-Blackness is 100% a global issue. Every community, every country struggles with anti-Blackness. Like, I'm not going to pinpoint it to only one simple country, but there is not a single country. I can confidently say it as a person who is well-traveled, as a person who has lived in the Saudi Arabia as well. It's present everywhere. And so there's no point in saying we don't have anti-Blackness within our community when it exists. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know that I heard that we don't have anti-Blackness. At least I didn't take it that way. What I heard was that the constructs of it aren't the same there as it is here in the West. That's what I took from it. And I'm normally someone who will immediately talk about the existence of colorism, and that I agree. I think that it is 100% a global issue, and it's something that exists pretty much everywhere. I was actually told at one point in time by other Black women that I can't experience colorism because I'm light skinned. And just because I have light skin privilege, which I know that I do, that I can't experience colorism from anyone else. I was like, well, I don't really agree with that, because I can tell you right now, I know a lot of dark skin, specifically women, that did not like my light skin ass because I was light skinned, right? And so that's colorism. There's a difference between colorism, which has no power structure in it, except for the existence of being born with the color of skin that you have, rather than racism, which is perpetuated simply because of the color of your skin, no matter how much. So to white people, I'm just Black. It don't even matter what level of Black, I'm Black, right? But yeah, so one of the things that I think that where we cause harm to ourselves within our own communities is this discussion, like for me to be told you can't experience colorism, and I was like, yeah, no, but I do. Um, and it was more that bothers me more than to be called an N word by a white person. And the reason why is I feel like people of color, of all colors and ethnicity and all of that, I think that we should be able to extend each other grace and have conversations within each other that respects the things that we all experience. And so for me, it's more hurtful to hear it come from within a group of color than anywhere else. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, I get where you're coming from with regards to that. But I just
Oh, there's delays too.
Sorry, Kobe. There was this day that I saw a video for a black skinned boy. He's a teenage, and he was posting inside his tent saying, "Please stop bugging me, stop mentioning my skin left and right. I never heard those words in here. Everyone was accepting me. Like, it's not enough what I'm going through. Why you guys out there increasing this? Why you guys are overwhelming me with such sentences? I never heard those stuff until I joined this community." So my point is that how you may react with this subject is different than we react in here. I'm not saying that we don't have 0% of, like, we have 0% of people who don't look to the skin colors. We
Yeah.
do have. It's just we don't give it this importance that you guys give it. That's my point. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. No, and I hear you. I think it's important for people to be able to share their experiences, and sharing my experience isn't saying the non-existence of any other experience is what I took. And Kobe, you wanted to respond as well?
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, I think nobody disagrees that the social construct is going to be different because the history is also different. But like those power structures still exist as well. So there are still deeply embedded power structures that do discriminate against Black people. So I only came up not to pinpoint anybody. I'm pro-Palestine myself. I just wanted to say a lot of times people tend to minimize anti-Blackness because they don't want to come to terms with the fact that it exists within their societies too. And sometimes say it's not that bad, it's not that big, it's not an issue, but those power structures exist on a global scale, unfortunately.
I agree with 100% of what you're saying. I agree with what everyone is saying. But when Emma was speaking, you told her not to speak for Black Palestinians. And that's not what she was doing. That's why I pinpointed it, because Emma was just speaking from her, and you were like, don't speak for Black Palestinians. I didn't think that was cool, but it is what it is. I agree. There is anti-Blackness everywhere, 100%. 100%. There's no way to take that away from anything. So I agree.
Right.
And there's been a lot of anti-Blackness on this on TikTok specifically for the last year. I've been seeing so much anti-Blackness.
Yeah.
And racism. I'm not Black, I'm not anything, but I get it from all communities. They come at me, they call me the N-word or a monkey. And I'm not a Black woman, and they call me ghetto because of the way I speak. And I've experienced colorism on this app specifically, but I'm not a Black woman.
Got it. Okay, I got it. I think so. One of the things that I think is important, folks, is that, and I especially hate that I see this most often amongst women of color. I think when we hear things, the best thing to ask is for clarity about what we're hearing, especially where it comes from. I see there's like stuff going back and from in the comments. Hold on, I'm looking at everybody's stuff right now. Okay, so what I took from this entire conversation was that as Sophia was sharing her experience, that Kobe made the statement, "Don't speak for Black Palestinians."
I wasn't speaking to her specifically, by the way.
So when you said don't speak for Black Palestinians, who were you talking about? Who did you feel was speaking for Black Palestinians?
I think in general, the conversation was moving towards trying to maybe downplay anti-Blackness from the back and forth that was happening between Sophia, I don't know if Amani spoke, and like Rima as well. I kind of felt like there was a back and forth happening in general that made me feel like there was a minimization, but I wasn't specifically talking to Sophia.
Okay, so do me a favor, guys. Keep it polite in the chat. I got this. No worries. Everything's fine. Okay, so can you share with me what was being said that made you feel like, and the reason why I'm asking is because I did not hear it. And I want to make sure in these conversations, when I am listening to things, I want to know what am I missing in a conversation, because everybody that is present needs to be kind of all on the same page. So what did you hear in the back and forth that you felt like someone or there was a minimization in the existence of anti-Blackness in Palestine?
Saying within our society we are all the same. That line. Saying we are all the same, because that is not true. And then saying it's different in the West than it is in the Middle East, because that comment was made as well.
Okay.
So these two comments are used usually to downplay the discrimination against Black people, even when it comes to the Middle East, right? Because that's not true. Like, people are not treated as the same. That's all I'm saying.
Where did Sophia go? She left. Where did Sophia go? So here, because okay, so when I heard Sophia say, because we're all human beings, we're all the same, I took that as her saying for herself, and that's how she felt, was that we are all the same, and that she did not have an awareness of the level of colorism that exists out there until she joined, I guess, the social media communities, the online Palestine community. That's what I took her to have said. And what I will say is, so like even my friends that I have that are in Africa and other places, whether it's Nigeria or wherever, from them I hear similar, that they have the issues, and of course colonization has 100% made that worse, and that those issues aren't exactly the same as they are in the West, where they were kind of cultivated and created. So I don't know that minimizes, saying that something is different than, I don't know that minimizes. So help me understand.
Mm-hmm. So it depends if you're going to these countries as an American or as like a Black African person, right? Because if you go to these countries like as an American person, you're like, if anybody from the West, actually, if you have any type of passport privilege, because that's what it is, you're going to be treated as that first and foremost, right? So you cannot base your or you can't base how things are in that society based on your experiences as an American there, right? What you need to do, or what people need to do in general, is see how are Black Africans treated in certain countries? How are Black people from these countries being treated, right? For example, if I go there with my Western privilege, if I go, let's say, to Libya, I'm not going to be enslaved in Libya, whereas a Black African person is going to be enslaved in Libya. A black Libyan person is going to have their citizenship stripped in Libya, right? So a lot of times, unfortunately, people who are from the West, they might go to like a country in the Middle East, and then they say, oh, we're being treated nicely here. We're being treated well here. Therefore, these issues don't exist here, right? But the thing is, those issues exist for those people who live there, who are citizens of those nations. So when people say it's not the same as the West, nobody has an issue with that, right? But trying to say it's not as bad as in the West, or we're all the same here, or whatever it is, that's my point. I'm not saying Sophia is a colorist, please, for the love of God. I never said that. Never said that she sees people differently. What I'm saying is, though, these issues are a global issue. That's all that
I
I'm
agree, but when you said that after.
Wait. One more minute. And then Salam Abu Saraj. I do want to go to Rima after this, but first, I just want to say this. So first of all, anybody that is in communication with Sophia, if it is not an internet problem, if she left, amen. I'm so glad you're back. Thank you. I wanted her to come back. Thank you. That's number one. Number two. So let me say this.
I'm sorry, my internet went off.
Okay, no problem.
Give me 1 minute to clarify myself.
Well, wait. Hold on 1 second, Sophia, and then I'm going to let you. Hold on 1 second, Sophia. If you just hold on 1 second, I got you, sis. I got you. Okay, so I think when I am listening to this entire conversation, I completely missed any statement that would have downplayed the existence of anti-Blackness anywhere, because I honestly didn't hear it. I heard an acknowledgement of colorism. I heard Sophia express her personal experience of that in her community. Those are the things that I heard. I think I understand that people say things to downplay things here, right? But I did not hear that occur in this exchange, because I didn't really hear it. The other thing, so I have questions, because Kofi, I don't know you, so I have questions. So you said don't speak for Black Palestinians. Are you a Black Palestinian, or do you have family that is a Black Palestinian?
No, I would never speak for Black Palestinians either, because I'm not Black Palestinian. It's just, I am not saying I speak for Black Palestinians. Definitely not. What I'm saying is, though, I just don't like. First of all, this live was about racism, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Can I say something, please, guys?
Was this live about racism and other forms?
Can I speak?
So,
well, actually, I was going to go next, and I understand that. Is that okay, Danny?
yeah, I want to be clear. The topic of this conversation.
Can I say something?
Yes, Sophia. 1 second. Yes, Sophia.
Sorry to interrupt. I do have a bad delay.
That's okay.
I do have a bad delay, but let me explain this. First of all, I want to tell you, from my perspective, is that I don't like at all any conversation that goes with colorizing people and categorizing people regarding to their color, because at the end of the day, I told you I'm the one on the ground, and I'm telling you, we don't deal the things like you guys deal it. And there is nothing that's gonna help the cause the way you're trying to do it. Expanding these ideas about Black and white people is not gonna end the genocide on my people. They're unaliving us in here, white, Black, Muslim, Christian, kid, elders, anyone. They're unaliving everyone here. And I see no point of taking the time and wasting the time on talking on those ideas, such and similar to this, who are talking about weird religious ideas as well. There is no point. And I want to make sure you guys know this again, that we don't have any problems with any people with their color skins in here, and we don't deal it the way you do. In fact, for me, prospectively, I see the Black people kinder and sweeter than the white ones. And my husband has a dark skin, and I would never marry a white man. Okay, so I know this is silly to share, you guys, but this is no point of keeping bringing this to the front every single time you have a chance for it. I believe we have more serious things to discuss about. This is not helping us in any way.
Okay.
Thank you, sister.
May I? Is it okay for me to jump in, because there were a few, Danny?
Yeah, go ahead, Rima. And we lost Abu Saraj. Hopefully he will come back.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure they're having problems with internet. So this is a huge language barrier issue. Number one, I believe that there is a misunderstanding when we use the term anti-Blackness. What is happening is people who are unfamiliar with the word, okay, because it's never been introduced to them, are understanding anti-Blackness equals racism. That's what they're understanding. They're not understanding that anti-Blackness means that you go and perm your hair or bleach it so that you look more like a white person. They don't understand that anti-Blackness would mean that you are darker anywhere in the world. Guatemala, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Vietnam, Japan, India, Pakistan, Saudi, Bahrain, the United States, anywhere in the world where you would be a darker person and desire to marry and or have children who are lighter because you believe that those children would be more successful socially. That is what anti-Blackness is, and I think that's the point that we're misunderstanding. Now, I am going to speak for my Black Palestinian father. My Black Palestinian father experienced the most racism by two groups of people. Number one, by the Israelis, who used the K word against him and his uncle, which is the exact equivalent of the N word. So Black Palestinians and Afro-Palestinians experience the most racism from the white colonizer, settler Israelis. And this is why talking about white supremacy is important, because it's a global issue and it's not only affecting Palestinians on the ground, but it's also affecting other marginalized groups, even in the United States. The second group of people that were racist against my father were not his fellow Palestinians, but it was other Arabs in the Arabian Gulf who also used that terminology. So yes, racism does exist, colorism does exist within the Middle East. And yes, it is the reason why we do experience so many issues that we do today. But I think the misunderstanding, what Sophia is trying to say, and those who are on the ground, is we're going through a G-side. We are not looking at things the way that you are. But I need Sophia, when we go to the United States and we look at white people versus Black people, you must understand that one group was the oppressed and the other was the oppressor. That is not what is happening in Palestine. A white Palestinian's family did not take the Black Palestinians' family as slaves. Correct. That is the difference between the social construct, and that is why people in the West do not understand what is happening or what Sophia is trying to say, and Sophia does not understand why we are so focused on race. Thank you.
Can I just say I fully agree with every single thing that Rima said. I fully 100% agree with everything that Rima said. And anti-Blackness is 100% serious. Like it's 100, like it is causing multiple G-sides on a global scale right now, right? When we look at, for example, as to what, oh, sorry.
So I think though what Rima is saying is that it is not anti-Blackness that is causing the G-side in Palestine. It is because it does not matter if, I hear the boom booms that Muhammad has. It doesn't matter what the Palestinian is. It doesn't matter if they're a Palestinian Christian, if they're a light Palestinian, the Palestinians, period, are the ones that are being, that where G-side is being committed.
Exactly, and I think what Emel was trying to get at was the BOMBs doesn't discriminate who's white, who's Black, who's Christian, who's Muslim. The BOMBs is just gonna drop on them.
I really need to talk.
Yeah, Mohammed wants to talk about what's happening. We can hear the boom booms as well.
طبعا جماعة الخير استهداف عنيف يطال المناطق الشرقية لمدينة غزة وتحديدا حي الصبرا. بهاي اللحظات قصف عنيف يتركز على هاي المناطق. وسط نزوح كبير للمواطنين إلى غرب مدينة غزة. أيضا هناك إخلاءات قام جيش الاحتلال الإسرائيلي بإلقاء مناشير إخلاء من شارع الجلاء.
You think there's a heavy attack in Al Sabra?
ومنطقة حي الزيتون ومنطقة الصبرة اتجاه المناطق الجنوبية لمدينة غزة. المواطنون
There are a lot of evacuations.
السماح بهذا الجيش ينزحون إلى المناطق الغربية لمدينة غزة، وهناك تكدس كبير بأعداد النازحين غرب مدينة غزة. منهم من يفترش الشوارع، لا يوجد أماكن تسع أعداد النازحين غرب مدينة غزة. نحن نسكن في منطقة ضيقة جدا غرب مدينة غزة. هذه لحظات. أيضا وصول مستشفيات قطاع غزة لهذا اليوم 65 شهيد حتى اللحظة منذ ساعات هذا الصباح وعشرات المصابين.
Yes, Jen, someone will translate. They always do. Yeah. Abu Saraj or Rima.
Who would like to translate? Would you like to translate, Abu Saraj? If not, I will. He's talking about some heavy bombardment. Of course, you can hear it in the translations really affect me. He's talking about the bombardment that you can hear. بدك تترجمي يا صوفيا؟ أنا عشان بزعل والله الموضوع بزعلني، بس it's okay. I will continue on. تفضلي بدك تترجمي.
continue خلاص continue حبيبتي.
From the قلت له الحي الشرقي في مدينة الصبرة, right? He's talking about حي الصبرة, which is a neighborhood called the الصبرة. It's in the middle. تفضل يا محمد. تفضل يا محمد.
يعني ما سمعت الكلام اللي حكيته.
انت قلت لي
You can hear the planes in the background as well.
بالضبط. معلش بطلع عن طوري بس بسمع
الاستهداف بالمناطق الشرقية.
So we're doing an update right now on Palestine and Gaza.
The eastern part of Gaza, exactly in حي الصبرة, which is the Sabra neighborhood. He's saying that the area is so small that the people from the east cannot push themselves into the west because there are too many people who are trying to run away from the bombardment. There have, of course, been every single day, there are tens and hundreds of lives that are being lost because of the way that it is geographically set up, or the way that Gaza looks. I want you guys to imagine a jar, and then I want you to imagine filling the jar up with, I don't know, we're going to use ants just so we can have a visual on it, and closing the jar and lighting it on fire. There is nowhere to go. There is no, when people say, oh, be safe, there is nowhere to go. There are no buildings that they can hide in because the I state has flattened them. They've done this on purpose. They cannot go to the ocean. They are unalived and pew-pewed at when they go to the ocean. Egypt and the I state will not let them out through the Egyptian border. They will not let them out from the border that is closest to the West Bank. They will not let them. They want them to be unalived. They want to terrorize them. And they do this on purpose. They are not fighting the resistance. They are terrorizing the families, the children, and the women of the resistance in order to get them to give up. This is not the resistance fighting back and forth. What they'll do is the resistance will do what they do. They get mad and they go and unalive the children. This is what's happening. And I'm sorry I have to say it in this way with such passion, but I need everyone to understand. So it's not like, oh, it's just crossfire. No. The resistance does what they need to do. They get mad, and instead of saying, oh, let's fight back like men, let's get out of these tanks, let's take our diapers off. And by the way, they wear diapers. And the reason why they wear diapers is because they're too cowardly to get out of their tents or their tanks. Okay? What they'll do is they'll go and attack the weakest, which are the hospitals. They'll go and attack the schools. Wherever there's an innocent child, they will go and attack the innocent child because to them, that's a win. This is what's happening in Gaza.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. And let me say this to you, there is no need to ever apologize for passion. Before Abu Saraj loses his internet connection again, I want to give him an opportunity to speak.
You can give DJ my spot if
Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Danny. Hi, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me, guys, or not, but if you can, please let me know in the comments.
Yeah, we can hear you. Somebody let him know in the comments we can hear him, please. Rima, I would love for you to stay.
Okay.
I can drop Rima. You stay, please. I'm not Palestinian. I'll drop.
No, you don't. It's not.
Hey, Danny, I just want to tell you. I don't, guys. If you can hear me, just let me know in the comments because I cannot hear you.
We can hear you, Abu Saraj. Please let him know that we can hear him.
First of all, Danny, you know, I really wish that I didn't have to say this, but I believe sometimes reminding people of what really matters is really important. First of all, we as Islam is one of the first religions, and it has never been something in our culture or in our religion to accept these kinds of acts or behavior. When it comes to the people who are living in Gaza, who spent their lives under siege, unable to go out and live abroad and travel to different countries, we don't actually truly understand the problem of racism outside the borders of Gaza. Me, after communicating with many people living abroad, I have a better understanding for the matter. But honestly, for the people who have never been outside Palestine, especially Gaza City, we have never known racism. We don't know what it means. We don't know how hurtful it can be. And we don't know how much of a big problem it is outside the borders of Gaza. Here, we live side by side with unity, with love and compassion. There is no difference between any of us as Palestinians, because this is what our religion has ordered us to do. So I understand that sometimes you can listen to Gazans speaking and misunderstand their points, but this doesn't mean that they have this type of thinking or this is what they believe in. It is honestly not an issue inside Gaza City. We have never thought about it. We have never encountered it. I have never seen anyone like discriminately treated or treated in a racist way because of his color. I've never seen something like this happening inside Gaza City. So this is why a lot of the Gazans that you hear on TikTok don't have this understanding for this issue. Now, my problem is that when this type of conversation occurs, the best way is to shut it. Not to give everyone the chance to speak about it, because it always gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I am telling you this, Danny, from my experience with this community. And A-Money knows this. A-Money has been around for a long while to understand that whenever we allow this type of conversation, always things get worse instead of getting better. So my advice to you guys is that when similar things happen, try to shut it as soon as it happens, because it continues, it will lead to a bigger problem, and is an issue that will cause division within the community and will make people hate each other. I've said this to A-Money, I've said this to everyone I meet. Today, I was really disappointed, Danny, because I went to so many panels, and instead of hearing them speaking about things that are actually important, they were doing things that will bring nothing but division and disappointment. Wallah al-Azim, guys. The thing is, let us be honest here. All of the problems that people are fighting over nowadays will always continue, and it will still happening. There is a plenty of time for us to discuss these matters, but we can end the G-side first. You are witnessing a G-side happening live on air. You can end it if you focused. You can end it if you played your role. You can end it if you raised awareness. You can end it if you preached for unity, love, and compassion, for justice and freedom. And instead of focusing on the things that would only divide us, things that will only make disputes and infighting. So please, Danny, I beg you, don't be dragged into these kind of things, because it will lead to nothing. Since I met you, you have been doing the right thing. Don't let anyone distract you.
Yeah. So I think I'm not distracted in the conversation today. I think distraction happened based on a misunderstanding of comments that were made. I think that for people to understand, especially Americans to understand what's happening in Gaza, they have to understand, for example, I guess he lost the internet. I think that in order for people to understand, and you all feel free to let me know if I'm wrong, right? But if people do not understand the intersections of religion and racism and how they are working to perpetuate what is happening in Gaza, then people don't understand the fact that that I brought up a minute at the beginning of this live when I said that I really had this thought yesterday that if the 4 journalists that had been unalived yesterday had been white journalists, if they had been European journalists, if they had been anything other than who they were, that we would still be talking about it today. It would not be a one-day breaking news story. It would be a continual story. And those countries in the West whose journalists had been unalived would be more focused on doing something about it, right? I'm not distracting from what's happening in Gaza. I am demonstrating how the weaponization of faith and religion combined with racism has led to what is happening in Palestine, what is happening in the Sudan, what is happening in Haiti, what is happening in the Congo, what is happening in the United States of America. And real talk, the United States of America is not that far away from an occupation of its own fucking government. I just need to make that really clear for people. When you have the president of the United States of America that is putting the National Guard on the ground, boots on the ground in our cities to take power when they are redistricting an entire state, one of the largest states in our country, in order to win an election next year. There has to be a balance between getting out the information about what is happening in Palestine, what is happening in Gaza, and being able to maintain the United States of America. Because if we lose the United States of America, the people will not be able to do shit about what is happening in Palestine. And I love you 100%, Abu Sarraj. I am here to always educate and elevate what is happening in Palestine and what is happening in Gaza. I cannot say that religion and racism is a distraction. It is not. It is the core issue that is what is causing all of this across the board. And if we never get to the core of anything, we will keep perpetuating this same problem. This is the core. And if people do not understand that, we're going to be on this pendulum until the day I unalive and my children and my grandchildren. So
So, Danny, can I just jump in real quick, if you don't mind? So, I want to say I definitely don't think you're distracted at all by any means necessary. I think I love Abu Siraj, and I think he came into the conversation maybe halfway in or three-quarters of the way in. And based on what he's been seeing all day, and I know what he's been seeing, so I think he's frustrated as well. That he's seeing lives that are strictly about bashing Palestinians and anti-Palestinians are anti-black and all this, and this has been going on for months. So I think he came up here and maybe he was venting his frustration, didn't realize what your live was really intended for. I think you're absolutely right. I think we do need to have these conversations. And if you remember the conversation that we had privately, this is pretty much exactly what we're saying here, right? Mm-hmm. Your whole platform is based off of educating people, right? This is what your platform is. Your platform is not a Palestine platform. 100%. We have this conversation. Can we connect the dots? Can we connect the dots on things that are happening, whether it's about religion, racism, whether it's about Trump, whether about Jeffrey, whatever the topic may be? We do connect the dots, and therefore it leads us to Palestine, right? It leads us to Palestine and to Israel, which is the root cause, in my opinion, to a lot of the problems worldwide. I do believe they are a cancer in the world. I believe they are a burden.
I can still hear you, DJK. I had to open the door.
Sorry, I had a call. I did. So I do believe they are a burden on the American tax dollar. 100% on you, me, every single American citizen. They are a burden on it. So if we are able, Danny, for you to continue doing your lives the same way you were doing them the first time I met you, it was phenomenal. And we were able to make the correlations between the Heritage Foundation, and we started talking about the Esther Project. And if it wasn't about religion and racism, then why were we talking about the Heritage Foundation? Then why is it that the other day you were actually trying to speak to the Christian community that if you support Israel, you in fact are not really Christian? Right? So I just want to make that absolutely clear. And Danny, please take the conversation I had with you, please, to heart and seriously, because I just want to make sure to the Palestinians in Gaza that they understand also. We all understand that you're going through a G-side and an H cost. 100%. Not only in Gaza. Today I'm seeing the West Bank is heavily targeted, more than I have seen before. Okay? But you have to allow us the space to be able to educate Americans and others to be able for them to connect the dots. And that's really what it comes down to. And W Danny all day, every day. And I think that's where Abu Siraj was coming from.
He was also coming at DJK. It had nothing to do with Danny. It was at me. It was.
I know. I saw you.
So let me be clear. So the reason why, if you notice,
دقيقة واحدة بس أمل خليها تخلص عشان بدها تخلص الجملة. عشان احنا نحكي في موضوع ثاني، بدناش نخلي البث هذا يصير كلياته على فلسطين عشان احنا يعني معينة.
No, I wanted to say a little thing. أنا بخليها let her talk first.
Listen,
go ahead, Danny.
WDGK. I wanted to say WDGK, W Amani, W Danny. You guys are the best. Never look back. That's all I got.
Thank you, Jamal.
Yeah, W Sophia all day. So let me just say this. So if you remember when I opened this live up, I addressed a multitude of things, and they were all things that I'd heard in the last week, right? The reason I did that is because A, I don't know the source of all the information. I know some, not all. So by starting a live, by level setting and saying, this is the space that I can, the space that I hold is a pro-human being space. It is a pro-humanity space. So if you're in other lives and you're calling Trump supporters maggots, that's not this kind of space. If you are Black and you are in other spaces and you are being anti-Palestine, not a win here. If you are Palestinian and you are in other spaces being anti-Black, not a win here. I started this live by addressing all the things. And let me just say this to people. When you come into this space, I am going to ask you to listen, to understand, to drop whatever may have happened somewhere else in any other place, and ask questions before we condemn. We are talking to people that are going through an absolute G side. I can imagine there's not a single Palestinian who gives a fuck what shade of color anybody is at this moment. When Muhammad is listening to boom, boom, like we can hear them. We can hear them. I doubt very seriously they give a fuck. The purpose of connecting the dots between religion and racism in all of this is to understand the impact that the weaponization of faith, along with white supremacy, is having on everyone. That's the purpose. This live, to be quite frank, isn't to educate Palestinians. They don't need to know nothing right now except how the fuck to maybe stay alive. That's all they need to know. That's it. This live is for everybody else. This live is for every single one of you, that if you are not thinking every day when you go to cook dinner, like I did yesterday, holy shit, I'm so blessed because I get to go cook dinner. If you're not thinking about the fact that I got to send Mila off to pre-K today, or whoever is in your life every day, meanwhile, their children are just trying to live, and they are living in tents and on the ground and doing the best they can and wish they could go to school. If you're not thinking about that, I don't know what's going on with you. And at the same time, I have to find a balance in all my spaces, because if all I do is talk about just Palestinians and about what's happening, and people do not connect the dots as to how the United States of America specifically is playing a role and how our politics is playing a role, then you don't get it, and you won't get it, and you won't want to help them. You won't want to make it end. If I don't educate people about all of it and how it's connected, we will lose the country that we have, and we will be fucked. Just to be clear, and Black people, we will be the first to be fucked. That's us all day. There is a balance right now in wanting to absolutely 100% save Palestinians. If I could twinkle my nose, I would do it in a heartbeat all day. I can't. I heard Sophia yesterday look at Mila and say she looks like my daughter, right? I can't, and so this is all I can do. And at the same time, I have to make Americans wake the fuck up before we lose the slim bit of democracy that we have, right? And change our systems before we become like everything everywhere else. We cannot, this is the wake up call. This is, I don't know any other way to say that. So,
Danny, like I had said before, and I'll just say this real quick. This is why everybody, Palestinians in the chat here, there's 320 of them. A lot of Palestinians on this app that actually have lives get upset that I don't come to their lives. I tell them, well, why am I going to come to Palestinian lives when my voice is more powerful on American lives? I can go and not only speak about Palestine, I can correlate, I can connect the dot and really bring the conversation home to Americans. And alhamdulillah, I feel like we have been successful doing that. This is my purpose, right? And I feel like, and this is to the Palestinians in the chat, because there's a lot of you here. I don't owe a Palestinian on this app anything. The only people I owe are the Palestinians on the ground, to be quite honest with you. I owe them everything. I owe them my voice. I owe them my blood if I have to give it. This is why I continue to go to American lives. Danny, you saw us the other day on A Money's panel. You were there. A Palestinian came up, right?
Yep.
And he made a statement. And what did we do? We sat there and we educated this Palestinian.
Sure did.
You and I and Ham. We sat there and we educated this Palestinian. And it was so amazing because it was a conversation that went on for about 30 to 40 minutes.
Yep.
And he left there thanking us, right? A Palestinian thanking you as an American, me as a Palestinian American, and saying thank you because now you guys have basically opened up my eyes to something that I wasn't thinking. So this is we have to come together collectively to make everybody understand. And Danny, I don't want you to change your platform by any means. I don't want your platform to be a Palestinian platform. It actually bothers me sometimes if the whole live is about Palestine, because I don't want people to sit there and think that, look, they're trying to take over this live. This is not what we're trying to do, guys. I want people to understand. We just want people to listen to what is going on. to connect the dots. And I'll leave it there and I'll stop.
Yeah.
But I know Rima wants to say something. And by the way, W Danny, all effing day. I swear to God, you have no idea. You really have no idea, Danny. I swear.
Yeah. I appreciate you, DJK. The reason, so I'm just going to tell anybody who follows me, and when I'm live, if I see Mohammed or Bilal or Raja Press request up to give an update, they're always going to come up and I'm always going to want you to gift them. If you have the means to gift, I want you to. The reason is because same thing with Sophia. They are updating Abu Siraj as well. They are updating you from the ground. And we need to know what is happening every single day. It matters when people hear, y'all, if we can hear the boom booms in the background, can you imagine what they feel like to Mohammed or to Bilal and his children? Can you imagine what they feel like, what they sound like? I cannot imagine. And so those people will always be given an opportunity to come up, to update us, and for us to support them in any way that we possibly can. That's going to happen because we're reaching I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to do that. Whether it's because the internet goes out or what happens. So for right now, in this moment, every time they join, they will be given a voice every fucking time. Because I can't stop everything, but I can give them this space every time. And if you don't like that, go the fuck somewhere else for a while. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to also do my absolute best to connect the dots for you so that you understand how it is every bit connected. Every bit of it is connected. I'm sitting up here and there are people talking about, oh, the detention center in Florida is going to be closed down in 60 days. Do you fucking know why? Because they built that shit in the middle of Native American land, and the stuff is ruining their water again. They don't give it. They've never cared about Native Americans, and they still don't. When they want to punish other brown people, they build it in a place that will punish other brown people. That's why I said at the beginning of this, don't let me forget to talk about the Muscuspa tribe. It's their tribe. Without their tribe and the environmental groups, there would be no lawsuit stopping that. That is the connection.
Annie Mary, are you okay? Don't you make me cry. Don't you make me cry today. I've already cried 2 times this morning. I'm gonna unmute myself.
Sister, your tears are precious. You guys, tears are precious. What you guys feel and give us is actually the only thing that makes us survive in here and go through the difficulties that we go through. I spend my whole day away from my phone dealing the struggles in here, trying to survive with my daughters, my family, dealing this and that, especially with the latest, hard times that we're going through. But all the day I know that I'm gonna have my space between you guys and I'm gonna share you whatever I go through. I can meet you guys and we can discuss what's going on. I can throw some of the lift I have to you guys and you can make the things easier on me. So many times I never knew what to do. I felt like all the walls are squeezing on me. But then once I meet you guys and speak to you and see how much you guys care about us, the amount of love that you show us, this is precious, this is unpriceable, and this had succeed every time, bringing joy and happy to my heart and makes me believe that there is hope. There is still hope, and the hope is, seeing you guys, seeing your smile, seeing you around, and believe me, I can't wait to hug all of you, my sisters out there, and inshallah it's happening soon. Please, sister, your tears are precious.
May I?
We don't want people to cry, we want people happy, and inshallah soon all of the Palestinians are gonna be happy.
May I please say something? And I'm gonna say something. I want to say something in English, and then it's very important and imminent that I say it in Arabic too, so that my brothers and sisters can understand. Yes, your tears are precious, but they're absolutely necessary. So part of the TikTok guidelines, the new TikTok guidelines, it explicitly says in the guidelines that, of course, there will not be, and I just want everyone to go in and look at the guidelines so you can see. So everything they're telling you that you cannot talk about are the things that you should be talking about. On the top of the list was, again, I'm not yelling at anyone, I'm just a very passionate person, was YT supremacy. That has never been on any of the guidelines. Why? Because Americans in the United States, whether your name is Muhammad, whether your name is Jamal, Danny, DJ, Rima, A Money, whatever your name is, we are all, Jose, Miguel, we are all now being grouped up together like cattle. And no matter how much you try to align yourself with YT supremacists, and again, when I talk about YT supremacy or YT supremacists, it is not a color of skin. It is an ideology and it is a mindset. Okay? And there are many Black and brown and Middle Eastern people that uphold YT supremacy, aka causing harm to their brothers and sisters. Things like Alligator Alcatraz, things like the Ice Cube trucks, things like the unaliving and the continuing of violence against Black and brown. And Black and brown is not only our Black brothers and sisters, but it is also our children. With even if you're a Palestinian, even if you're in the suburbs, even Jordanian, Moroccan, Algerian, we are all getting ready to go through the Black experience here in the United States. And that is what's happening, Danny, is unfortunately many people have came here to the United States thinking that if they were just to speak English well enough, or to name their children certain names, or to even marry, for example, women outside of their culture, they believe that that offered them protection. Now there will be no difference between our Black and brown, our Black brothers and sisters and us. That's all that the Black community is trying to tell us. That's what Danny's message is.
Yeah.
Now, and I need to say this in Arabic. Sophia, هنا في أمريكا وللموجودين في فلسطين، هنا في أمريكا داني ليش بيطلعوا بيحكوا إخواننا أصحاب البشرة السمراء أو الأفريكان أمريكانز بالأخص ليش بيظلوا يطلعوا بيحكوا على موضوع البيض والسود؟ الموضوع مش موضوع إنه والله هم بيكرهوا البيض، لا، هم عندهم البيض الأذى، كمية الأذى اللي عملوها الأوروبيين للسود هنا في أمريكا نفس كمية الأذى اللي أذونا إحنا اليهود. كانوا بيحرقوهم، كانوا بيرموا أطفالهم، بدخلوا عليهم الشرطة في نص الليل وبذبحوهم، ولغاية اليوم بيظلوا هم بيوصلهم أذى من وراء الأبيض الأمريكي الأوروبي المستعمر. مش بس السود، بس كمان اللي هم النيتيف أمريكانز اللي هم اللي أصولهم من أمريكا الشمالية والجنوبية. فعشان هيك هم بيطلعوا بيحكوا في هالمواضيع.
طبعا ريما دينا حتنا يا ريما،
عشان الناس تطلعوا. وهذا الموضوع مش إلكم، استنى، الموضوع مش إلكم انتوا يلي قاعدين في غزة، الموضوع للي قاعدين في برا، انهم لازم يفهموا ليش هم
عارفين والله
جدا واضحين. ليش؟ لأنه نفس الأذى اللي بوصلهم هم نفس الأذى اللي بيسبب لكم أذى في فلسطين. الابيض اللي هو الابيض المستعمر الاوروبي.
ايوه احنا واحنا ديننا يا ريما.
انا يا الله نفس فكرته اللي سواها في امريكا لما ذبح الهنود الامريكان ولما ذبح الافريقي الامريكي، نفس فكرته في فلسطين. ما هاي الفكره اللي بدهم يوصلوها للاجانب، انه نفس اللي بيصير فيهم بيصير فينا.
صحيح.
وصلت. انا بس بدي المشكله انه واحد اشقر.
صحيح كلامك. واحنا ديننا حتنا لا فرق بين اعجمي، لا فرق بين عربي ولا اعجمي ولا ابيض
There's a delay, so they're
يا
telling.
صديقي
You can hear the drones in the background.
انا عارفه هم مش فاهمين الموضوع، وهذا الموضوع بصراحه مش لاهل غزه نهائيا. هاي المواضيع هاي لازم نتكلم فيها عشان these things we need to make changes. Danny, I'm going to be honest with you. People on the ground in Gaza and in Palestine are not understanding this concept because, again, the social construct is different. When they see their ginger Palestinian brother and sister or their black Palestinian brother and sister, they don't understand these social, and I've said it before and I'm going to say it, they don't understanding because that ginger Palestinian family is not oppressing that black Palestinian's family the way it's happening in the United States. That's all that we're trying to say. So really, these conversations are conversations that should happen after the G-side. However, هاي المواضيع إلهم حق إنهم يتكلموا فيه، وإلهم حق إنهم يتكلموا بالأذى اللي بيوصلهم يوميا من قبل الأبيض الأمريكي المستعمر الأوروبي اللي بيأذيهم. فلما بيجوا بيحكوا إحنا قلبنا معاكم، مطلوب إنه إحنا نقول كمان إحنا قلوبنا معاكم أنتوا يا سمر أمريكا، يا أفريكان أمريكان، يا لاتينوس، اللي أنتوا معانا إحنا معاكم. إحنا اللي برا مش اللي جوا، أنتوا اللي عليكم. إن شاء الله يحميكم. Thank you.
ريما عاشت ريما، والله إني كفو يا ريما، والله إني كفو وترجع. عشتي ريما.
Is that I completely understand what's going on in here. Like I told you, I never heard about this until I joined, and I've seen so many stories, so many debates, so many conversations about this. I totally get what the point that you're trying to share. I only got involved into this because I didn't like the comments that was tagging me to this point. You know, the person who we had in here that tried, you know, to take my.
يا خلاص خلينا نرجع يا صوفيا. أحسن.
No, it's okay. No means to get it. We feel always sorry about the suffering that as a human being you go through out there.
Sophia, you are fine, sweetheart. So Sophia, you are fine. Honestly, that
مرحبا جميعا، كيف الحال؟
you are fine.
الحمد لله. بس
الدقيقة the world becomes a better place.
If Dr. Ahmad requests back up, if Dr. Ahmad is still here and requests back up, I will bring him up. Yeah, Sophia, I want you to understand you didn't do anything wrong in this conversation today. Nothing, not a single thing. Did you do wrong in this conversation today?
And
none.
Habibti, thank you. And I want to lead is that I do actually understand what you guys are going through. I really do. I've seen so many documentaries. I've been hearing from so many friends out there. And I'm sorry that you guys have to deal it this way and that you have to go through and still going through all of this. I hope that the world becomes a better place for everyone here. And at the end of the day, we are all humans. No one is a plus leg or a plus hand, or no one is 2 eyes and 3 eyes. We all share the same structure. We all share the same soul. We all have brains. We all have hearts. So there is no point of dividing this. But this is what they want, to divide the world, to keep making money and to keep the division in the world. This is their way, the people who are dividing the people.
Right.
And they do this for the Muslim community as well. So hopefully we see better days.
Yeah, I hear a baby in the background. Inshallah. Let me look real quick because I feel like I want to be clear about something.
السلام حبيبي. أعطيك أنا خلي داني تحكي جملتها وبعدين نرد نجي لك. إذا في مجال بس دقيقة بس حبيبي. Danny, go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
مداخلة بسيطة على مداخلة ريم بس.
Yeah, so I was just going to say that I just.
مداخلة على كلام ريم.
Jesus. I just wanted to say that I got upset because that was you know how you'll be saying something and you realize as you're saying something for the first time the reality of the thing. And it was when I said I don't know for how much longer they'll be able to join and to speak up. Um, it just caught me off guard, the awareness of the words coming out of my mouth. Um, and so that is where all of it came from. So I just yeah. Anyway, yeah. Raja or Mohammed.
Yeah, I think Raja wants to say something.
Yeah,
وريما
Raja.
ترى جميلة، هذا بتقدري لرجا عشان بدي بس يكمل على الجملة شوي.
By the way, I get paid $40 an hour.
أنا بس بدي أضيف.
Okay,
I'm joking. I'm minding the.
أنا بدي أضيف على
One rose. تفضلي يا رجا، تفضلي، إحنا بس كنا بنمزح.
بدي أضيف على كلام ريما وأكد. الله يسعدك أنا كنت بدي أضيف على كلامك وأكد على كلامك إنه المسألة والموضوع والقضية أكبر من إنها بين حكومة المحتل وقطاع غزة. هي أصبحت تطهير عرقي، أصبحت هي من المبادئ الأساسية عند قوة الاحتلال وحكومة الاحتلال، وهي التطهير العرقي في قطاع غزة بعيدا عن الحرب اللي بقوم فيها حاليا. والدليل أكبر دليل على المجازر والجرائم الذي يقوم فيها في قطاع غزة كان آخرها الجريمة يوم أمس في مستشفى ناصر الطبي، مستشفى ناصر الحكومي، وهو المجمع الأساسي في مدينة خان يونس اللي هو للمرضى والاستقبال المصابين واستقبال الجرحى واستقبال المرضى من كل أنحاء مدينة خان يونس، وهو المستشفى الأساسي. تم قصف واستهداف المستشفى مباشرة، يعني لا يتناسب مع كل حقوق الإنسان، كل الحقوق المدنية، كل حقوق الصحة العالمية. هذا لا يتناسب مع الحقوقيين والقانون والإدارة العالمية. واستهداف طاقم الأطباء، طاقم الإسعاف، طاقم الدفاع المدني، طاقم الصحفيين الذي شاهد أساسي وحقيقي على جرائم ومجازر الاحتلال تم استهدافه مباشرة. كل ما يملك هو كاميرا وكلمة حق والحقيقة. هو عين قطاع غزة على الحقيقة، عين العالم على الحقيقة. يتم استهدافه مباشرة، وهو أكبر جريمة يتعامل معها إنه حامل كاميرا، شايل الكاميرا، بصور جرائمهم، بصور مجازرهم، ليقول للعالم أجمع بأن هذه الحكومة حكومة محتل، حكومة خاصبة، حكومة تعمل على التطهير العرقي في قطاع غزة. تفضلي ريما.
He said that he wanted to add on to what I was saying. He wanted to say that he understands that that this is not only a Palestine issue. The ethnic cleansing of Palestinians is a global issue, and it's affecting everyone globally. So he wanted to agree with the point that I was making and how that ties into what's happening in the United States and or in other parts of the world. He said, if you see what has happened over the last few days, I know you all saw it, where the young reporters were just trying to get footage to show the world the truth. Were unalived in Mujamma' Nasser, which is one of the hospitals in Gaza. I know everyone sat there and saw that right in front of your eyes, and they're showing you, hey, we can do whatever we want with these people, and there is nothing that you can do. He said that the reason why they're trying to silence them is because what they are saying is the truth, and the truth is coming out, and the world is opening their eyes. شكرا يا رجاء. بس انا بس حابه انوه شغله يا اخواننا اللي موجودين تحت واللي فوق. داني بدها تحكي على فلسطين وبتحب وبتموت في فلسطين، بس كمان بتحب ناسها وبدها تحكي على سياسات أمريكا اللي بتأثر بفلسطين. فلازم احنا نسمح لها انه هي تحكي على اللي بصير مع ناسها وبيصير فينا احنا برضو اللي في برا في مواصي امريكا نازحين، لازم انه هي تحكي على هالمواضيع عشان المستمع الامريكي يفهم علاقة فلسطين بامريكا. يا حبايبي الامريكان مش لسه قاعدين بصحصحوا مش عارفين ايش اللي بيصير في فلسطين. ما اليهود صار لهم فوق ال100 سنة ومفهمينهم انه هذا موضوع اسلام ويهود، موضوع مسيحيه ويهود.
يا ريت امبارح عارفوا الخريطه
اكزاكتلي. فلما بتشوفيني انا ودي جي، فلما بتشوفيني انا او بتشوفي دي جي على البثات الاجنبيه بنحكي في هالمواضيع، مش انه والله ناسيين فلسطين، انه ما بنحبش فلسطين، بس لازم الامريكان يفهموا ليش اللي بيصير في فلسطين بيصير. يا حبايبي واحده واحده. عرفتوا كيف؟ Sorry, this was a message from my people explaining that as much as you love Palestinians, as much as you want our G-side to stop, you also love your own people, and that we all have to stand together in intersectionality and help each other out because it affects us all.
Yeah, I will.
Can I say a tiny thing?
Yeah.
بعد إذنكم ننتهز الفرصة ونعزي عمنا، بعد إذنك صوفيا والله نعزي عمنا أبو عمر سامي زيارة. قدم الله يزورك عم أبو عمر، وإن شاء الله ربنا هيك بيسكن في سيح الجنات وللوالد، وربنا يرحمه
حبيبي شكرا الله.
الله أجركم
شكرا الله. شكرا الله صحيحكم.
Habibti Sami. Salam.
Salam. How are you?
I'm okay. I wish you to come a minute ago. I just emptied my coins out. You're going to make me recharge.
No. I'm telling you that I'm here not in order to...
Oh, I know you're not. I'm just saying.
No.
Yeah, no.
I'm here in order to that I respect your panel. I respect the topic which you are talking about. So to be honest, I mean, also if I'm down, it's gonna be fine. To listen to you, it's a big deal for me, as well as I mean, maybe this is the third time I join your panel, but you are amazing, you are brilliant, love and respect.
Right back at
in
you.
order to what you are doing, in order to support the Palestinian cause, supporting the Palestinian initiative. So to be honest, I'm really proud of what you are doing. You are brilliant. You are amazing.
Well, thank you.
So thank you for everything you do for the Palestinian people. Your platform, it's sending a strong message to all over the world that there is a people which they are living under this genocide, that there is a human being which they are suffering from the war crime which committed by this occupation. Babies, kids, women. So at the end of the day, you are wallahi amazing. You are brilliant. So thank you very much.
So are you.
I don't know what you are talking about and which
we're talking about, Sammy. So we're talking about, really it was more focused on even the United States of America, right? How religion and racism all play into occupation, deportation, incarceration, starvation, degradation, and dehumanization. Yep. So the live really, Sammy, was Danny trying to allow her. Is it okay if I explain it to him?
Yeah.
Danny?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So she was really trying to explain to her viewers, right, that you cannot be here stating that you are pro-Palestinian, for instance, and then going into another live and being racist or being anti-black. So it all goes together, right? So you can't say you're for one cause but not be for another cause. You have to really be for humanity. That's the easiest way I can explain it for Sammy, just so you can kind of get an understanding. But that's what the live is about, Sammy, where religion and race plays into what not only Palestinians are suffering through, but also even in the Sudan and Congo, even in the United States of America. We're seeing it now, Sammy, at a more rapid pace, right? When we're seeing the National Guard being militarized and now armed, right, to go against the American population.
Yep.
So this is really what the live is about today. Habibi is really more about educating Americans of the correlation between what's going on here in the United States and also around the world.
Yep.
Hopefully that was
Thank
good
you,
enough
DJ.
explanation.
Thank you, DJ. To be honest, this is very important topic. In order to that, not just, all over the world, they are suffering from, the American rules, the American attitude, the American behavior. I'm talking right now about the American administration. I'm talking about the president of the American. In order to, what's, Trump do since he take over? He do nothing for his citizen because he's really busy with being biased, with the occupation, did not care about his people. So this is taking him to the one fact that in the end of the day, they will never ever be elected again. And he's destroying his party, which he's presenting, in the US.
Yeah.
As well as, person which he did not care about his people, why the people, they will choose him. So I know that, people suffering everywhere, but if the Americans stop being biased, believe me, things will be sorting out in a very professional way.
And Sammy, I think also we have to understand, right, that not only, yes, it is his bias towards Israel and his unwavering support for Israel, but I think the correlation also is being made, Sammy, is how he is going about treating his citizens here in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Right. So to a sense, we're not even discussing. It wasn't really about if Palestine or Israel. It was more of what Trump is doing to the citizens here in the United States go against our constitutional rights. They go against everything that America supposedly stands for. And that's what it was. بكتش عن فلسطين ولا إشي, to be honest with you, Sammy.
No, I'm not talking about Palestine at all. And I know that the American citizens, they are suffering a lot. There is in Chicago, there's American citizens, they're still living in Islam. DJ Habib.
Yeah, all around the United States, brother. We have homeless, we have veterans that don't have health insurance, we have an epidemic.
At the end of the day, the topic which she's talking about, this is very important. So because of that, when I'm telling you that he did not care about his people in order to that, and his people, they are suffering. He promised them that he will make a good future for them. He will change the reality. He will change the suffering of the American citizen. But in the end of the day, he did not, because he is busy with many things else in order to, he think, that if he will be, taking care of anything else than his people, which they vote for him and which elect him, it means that this is going to be okay. But the American themselves, they are exhausted from him because he did not do anything from his promises according to his, schedule when he was running the election, when he, take over from Biden. So at the end of the day, I'm sure that the Americans, they are suffering a lot. In order to that, since he take over, what he did do for the American citizen? He do nothing actually. In order to what? In order to that, he did not have time to focus in his interior issue, to focus in the situation of the American citizen. The American citizen, if they did not feel the changing, from bad to good. So why they should keep him? Why they should elect him again? At the end of the day, this person which he's leading nowadays, we are affected a lot from him.
Yes.
As a Palestinian, but in the end of the day, as well as the American, as well as all over the world, not just the American, they are suffering from him. So he has a paranoia, he has a schizophrenia. In order to that, he think himself that he is, the strongest, which he can control everything and which he can do what he want to do. But in the end of the day, this is not true. This is not true. His power, it's taken from the people which they vote for him, which they
بس خلينا نروح على داني دقيقة بس يا سامي عشان خلينا نجرب.
Yeah, 100%. I think Raja was asking if he could say something really quickly. I saw his hand go up.
Raja's not here.
Oh no, somehow he dropped. And then
I can drop down.
No,
Danny, because I have to go to the carpool anyways.
Okay.
To get the kids from school. But again, Danny, I swear to you, I don't just say this. Not only here on your panel, even when you come join our panels, you always find a way to add value to any of our conversations. We do love you. So W to the chat as always. Guys, you guys are never forgotten, chat. We always appreciate you, always. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you around. Salam alaikum.
Salam, DJ K.
You're going to drop me down?
I got you. So I'll bring Raja back up. And then, so Dr. Ahmed, I'm not familiar with, but he had requested up to the panel. So I wanted to give him an opportunity to speak.
Go ahead.
I don't know if somebody needs to tell him in Arabic or not.
And also, I wanted to give him an opportunity.
You know what I learned yesterday during my life? We were discussing about what's happening here and there, and I was shocked knowing that the American government is working now on canceling the medical insurance for the disabled people for around 80,000 people, or I'm not recalling the accurate number, and then taking those money, like the tax money that goes to refund and support the disabled people. Is it right they're going to take it and refund Israel with this?
Yeah. So somebody, Dr. Ahmed doesn't realize he's on the panel already. So here's what it is. So we have Medicaid, which not everybody gets. But the people who qualify for Medicaid are either people who are living below the poverty level, right? They are living in poverty, and or they are disabled, and or they are elderly and disabled. There's like different groups of people that follow into that category, and so this new piece of legislation, this law that they passed, will cause approximately 15 million American citizens to lose their health insurance. They will no longer have health insurance, and they set it to go into effect in December of 2026. And the reason they set it to go into effect in December is because that's after our November elections. So like if they made it effective today and people started losing their insurance today, they wouldn't vote for Donald Trump and they wouldn't vote for Republicans in November, right? But by making it effective starting around December of 2026, it's after the election and people will have already voted. So they are hoping that people won't realize exactly what's going to happen to them. But yeah, and so the reason they did this is they are cutting social programs for people in order to give tax breaks to the ultra wealthy, to the rich. Yeah.
But this is like, as then they already announced this. Like they already took this decision. What's gonna hold the people from not voting for them?
So because the people, so that's the thing with the American press, right? So Donald Trump's supporters, they don't follow the actual politics. Like they're not logging on and looking at the facts. They're not looking at the law. They're just believing what Donald Trump says. They're believing what the members of his party say. And so when they're like, oh, this bill is, they called it the one big beautiful bill. I call it the one big barbaric bill. But those people, they just believe what he says. They don't listen to facts. They just don't. They make them believe that Democrats are just liars. The media is lying to them. Da 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 da. And so that's and that's one of the reasons why I do the lives that I do, is to give people facts and information. I have a link tree in my profile, Sophia, that has tons of information to explain to people what's actually happening so that they know. And so that is what keeps it. It's why he won this last election. They have been spending the last 12 years. They've been spending 12 years convincing people that the media lies, that Donald tells the truth, that whatever. And so that's the problem that we have now, is those people don't listen to facts. Yeah.
This is very awful. And look, I always love to ask around and know what's actually going on with you guys, because if they're already doing this to their own people, to you guys, who knows what they're capable of doing with us?
Yeah.
This what matters. Like all of this is connected.
Yes. And that's what I want people to understand, is that it is 100%. It doesn't matter. So Stephen Miller, who is he's an advisor to the president, right? He is an outspoken YT supremacist. Like he has said that he wants to get rid of the entire Hispanic population in this country, right? And he's the advisor, like he's the one that's running the immigration program in this country. It is why they were trying to they deported people without due process to countries they've never been to some of the worst prisons in the world, right? So CCOT in El Salvador is a horrible place, and they sent over 238 people to that country, to that prison. And so that is what I want people to understand. The when people call it alligator Alcatraz, I will not call it that. I call it a concentration camp because that's what it is. Alligator Alcatraz sounds like some shit I'd see at an amusement park, and this is not an amusement park. But they are literally they're in cages, and they're on metal beds, and there's no they don't have daylight, and it is terrorism is what it is. And so I won't use the language that they want people to hear, because I want to call a thing so that people understand. And this is what I want the American people to understand, Sophia, is this is part of the intersection of the Heritage Foundation, which is who wrote the playbook for Donald Trump's administration, right? They are also the people that wrote Project Esther, right? So when you understand the Heritage Foundation, rich white men, right, that are Christian Zionists, and they wrote Project 2025, which is the playbook for the United States of America. They also wrote Project Esther, which is how they want to, quote unquote, eliminate anti-Semitism in this country. But what they really are saying is anybody that is pro-Palestine can be labeled a terrorist. They can be labeled a supporter of Hamas, according to this thing that they wrote. And then the third piece of it is they wrote another playbook where they want to change the relationship between the United States of America and Israel, because we have a contract with Israel that we do every 10 years. It ends in 2028. So they want to change that contract and take it from a strategic partnership to a special relationship, right? Or no, from a special relationship to a strategic partnership starting in 2029. So when I'm saying to people that what is happening in the United States of America is 100% connected to what the Israeli government is doing in Gaza, it is because the same organization is writing the playbook for all of it. And that's what people need to know.
I think, is it okay for me to speak?
Yeah, of course, anytime.
So I think I know Sophia had a few questions about the Heritage Foundation and Project Esther, and I really want to kind of explain it briefly for them, because I think that's اللي قاعد بيصير في والله أنا شكلي راح أفتح لايف عشان أتكلم في المواضيع عشان الكل يحضر، وإن شاء الله إن شاء الله يحاول يفهم كيف الكيان الصهيوني لا يؤثر فقط في الفلسطيني، إنما يؤثر في العالم كله. فمن وراء الأحداث اللي صارت الحين صارت الولايات المتحدة، وصار الولايات المتحدة بتركز كثير على كل سياسات إسرائيل في أمريكا. يعني زي ما هم بدخلوا على الضفة وبيروحوا بيخطفوا أولاد صغار في الضفة، الحين حاليا صاروا يخطفوا أولاد صغار مكسيكان أو اسبانيول أو من السمر، صاروا يخطفوهم بالليل. زي ما بيقطعوا عليهم المية والكهرباء، زي ما بيجمعوا الناس في مخيمات في الضفة أو حتى في غزة. الآن بيحاولوا إنهم يجمعوا الأمريكان في مخيمات على حسب لون البشرة. إذا أنت عربي أو أنت فلسطيني أو أنت أسود أو أنت لاتيني، راح يجمعوك في مخيمات، راح يقطعوا عليهم المساعدات الإنسانية. فكل شيء قاعد بيصير في فلسطين الآن وإحنا صار لنا فوق السنتين وإحنا بنحكي لهم للأجانب يا حبايبي اللي بيصير فينا في فلسطين راح يصير فيكم هنا في أمريكا. بالنسبة للارتفيشال واللي هو الذكاء الاصطناعي اللي قاعدين بيستعملوه مش بس في الضفة بس كمان في غزة، الحين صاروا بدهم يستعملوا نفس الذكاء الاصطناعي هان في أمريكا مع الأمريكان. فهيك عشان هيك مهم جدا.
So she's explaining what I just said about the Heritage Foundation, Project Esther, Project 2025, and all of that.
I feel like you understand, Danny. You understand me, don't you, low key? She acts like she do. She's over here nodding. I know you understand me.
I mean, listen, I can feel it. I'd be like, hold on, let me get some visuals, and
I'm explaining to them that the parallel between everything that's happening to them coming here and why it's being pushed. Things like AI, things like the ice cube trucks,
yes,
things like all of this, because this has been happening for over 100 years in Palestine, right?
Yes.
Where they've been going and picking children up in the middle of the night. They've been doing that in the West Bank for forever.
And what people need to understand, yes, Pegasus and Palantir, 100% Rachel, people need to understand that they've been sending our military to train with the IDF. They have been sending our police officers to train with the IDF. Did y'all know that? Our police.
This is what you get from being a company with the Zionist people, with the Israelis. You will learn, you will be brainwashed out of them. This what explains what they're doing to you, because they have been spending now 2 years heavy times with Israelis.
Yes.
And this is hidden right now, but I expect that this is gonna be more obvious to you guys, that the Israelis are the ones who's controlling the American government soon.
Listen, all you gotta do is listen to Bibi sitting in front of Congress back in the damn 70s. Like he is the whole reason that that we invaded Saudi. Like he's the reason. Like I don't think that people, for those of you all who do not really understand what happened and why we went into Saudi Arabia and that there was really no WMDs, they just did not exist. There is a movie based on the facts called The Report. It's on Amazon Prime. Did I say Saudi? I meant Iraq. Sorry, y'all. I meant Iraq. Sorry. My brain has a lot happening up in here. Yeah, I meant Iraq. What, baby? Yes, you can have juice. If you'll hand it to me, I will pour it for you. I'm over here trying to get juice for kids, and I'm doing too much. And I'm looking up stuff. Y'all should see me. I have 3 different screens in front of me right now. Trying to look up one thing over here and talk to y'all. Iraq and Afghanistan. Thank you, Rima. Yes. I don't know why I said Saudi, but anyway, the reason all of that happened is go watch the movie, The Report. It documents everything. Then go look up like Scooter Libby, who worked in the Bush administration, who actually outed the CIA official whose husband told the damn truth. Like that's what happened. So briefly, we were lied to and told they existed. Bibi had a role in all of that. In case you didn't know, that was Bibi. But then what happened is Valerie, whatever her last name is, she was a member of the CIA at the time. Her husband is an academic. Y'all wonder why they hate academics and universities and academic institutions? Huh? I don't know. Get another one instead of that one, baby. Y'all always see Mila. Come here, Bella, for a second. Y'all always see Mila. This is my Valerie Plame. Thank you. This is my oldest granddaughter and the miracle child. This is Bella. Say hi. You got to say hi real quick because then I got to get you off of here before TikTok gets me. Okay, move. Okay, go give me the thing and I'll give you juice. That's my girl. Okay, so Valerie, her husband was a professor, right? And he knew so much about Africa and all of the lands, things that I don't know anything about. And her boss asked him, her boss asked her to have her husband go as a favor to him to see, I know Tara Love, she looks like me, to see if it was possible for them to have the chemicals and things that he said that he did, right? So her husband comes back He writes a report and says, no, there's no way they have it. The Bush administration was so pissed that he told the truth. Scooter Libby outed her on the front page of the news, leaked her identity when she had assets and things that were in play overseas. That's why his ass went to jail. So this is when you understand how corrupt our government is. I don't think people understand that. We are corrupt. We don't do anything, like we just are. And so this is why we can sit back and be complicit in what's happening in Gaza. We can be complicit in what's happening in Palestine, because those folks, right, John, corrupt AF, because there is a larger agenda that is going on. No, I don't say just the Republican government. Nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, because dirty, corrupt shit has happened under Democratic government as well. Just not as much. Just not quite as much. Just, no, I wouldn't be. So, Farsi, when you say I would be shocked to know what they did in Afghanistan, no, I wouldn't. I'm a veteran. No, I wouldn't. My father had 2 tours in Vietnam. My mother was a veteran. Both my brothers are veterans. I would not be surprised to know what they did in Afghanistan at all. I know what they did in Vietnam. Nope, not at all. And here's what I will say. They're not two, like, so listen, if we're going to call them 2 wings of the same bird, what I would say is one wing is like, got a few missing feathers and maybe it has a little berg shit on it, right? The other wing is just completely tore up and all the things. Like, they are both horrible, but one is more horrible than the other. Like, real talk, y'all. And so that is why I'm saying, until we have a new system, or until we have new leadership of that party, right, then we have to work within the party that we have. You understand? So that is why I'm not asking anybody to fall in love with the Democratic Party, because I'm not in love with the Democratic Party, right? However, they are the means through which we save the country. That's it. And so we utilize it until we can change it. Period. That's what we do. Just saying. So everybody needs to vote, and no protest votes. You better act like you better act like your life and your livelihood depend on it, because it does. 100%. And so, Sophia, let me just say this to you. Ridiculous W for you to even give a shit about Medicaid being taken from us because you're in the middle of a G side. Like, real talk.
Just that I care about you the same way, maybe more the way you care about us. This is because I feel you guys like my family out there, and the least thing is that we care about each other and we ask about each other and how you guys doing. I know that we're dealing so much in here is sometimes ease things on me whenever I share someone and someone shares to me what's going on around them. This is sort of being normal people, and we miss normalizing our lives again in here. And we're always concerned about what's going on around the world, because as you mentioned, this is always connected.
Yeah.
If something that's happening out there is going to happen here, if something that's happening in Gaza is going to happen in the West Bank, if something happening in Palestine is gonna go and happen and expand to Egypt, to Jordan, to other countries. As long as the suppressor and the occupier share the same mindset, then I believe that there is no way to stop this unless we educate each other about what's going on, what's happening, to be able to understand this. And 90% of the solution is to understand the problem. So we're now trying to understand, and hopefully we figure out the best way to stop this genocide and make the world a better way, inshallah.
100%, inshallah. Agreed, 100%. I think that, and I understand, right? I do. I understand that that you care. I just sit back and I think, what, girl? Okay, can you get it for me so I can pour it for you? I don't know where Bella put it. I hear you, and I know that you care. I just also sometimes I think about the United States of America and the people within it, and I don't know if we deserve the grace that some people give us. I don't know how, I've had people that have asked, I don't know, did you all see that they published the pictures, the images that Miriam took? That the Associated Press published an entire collection of the images that she took. Did you all see that? If you did not, um, okay, I'm gonna share because thank you, love. Hand me your thing and I'll pour it for you. Um, sorry guys that I'm getting them something to drink online. Sorry, I just
Morning. I think you go live with the highest resolution. Most of the times I don't see you. But I'm here, I'm with you.
okay. Here, sissy, I got you. All right, here, Belle. Mila, I mean, here, babe. There you go. You got it. Thank you for being a good girl. Okay, so yeah, Aline, it wasn't about like them. It was just I recognized what I'm doing, and the people that I'm doing it in front of. So that's all. So let me just do Associated Press. Just yesterday, yeah, I'm gonna share this, and I'm gonna pull you guys over so you can see. Because I want to make a video of all of these. I ran out of steam yesterday and did not get it done. But this is a collection entirely of her photos. I'm going to share my screen with you all, and then I'm going to take TikTok with me. You ready? In just a second, I am, when I remember that I'm on two different computers that don't talk to each other. Here we go. There we go. All right, so I don't know how many of you all knew that the journalist Miriam, who was unalived overnight yesterday, right? And I don't know if you know that she was also a photojournalist. And so I'm going to share images with you. Then these are images that she took while she was with us.
Danny,
Yes.
Danny, my friend, actually, Danny, if you want to talk about, this is not, this is assassination. This is
Yes, it is.
assassination, and no doubt about that. And if the occupation is trying, to choose name in order to sort out, this is not an incident. This is assassination for 100%. No doubt about that. In order to that, the occupation know everything. They know the camera it's belong to whom, who's sitting next to the camera. In order to that, this is, cameraman which is working with Reuters. So at the end of the day, this is the first, Tyranny Shilling. Why they hit, the second one? Okay, if according to what they announced right now, they announced that they are targeting a camera which filming or document, the occupation, what they are doing. These cameras operating every day, 24 hours a day. In order to the Reuters, they have a client, they give picture to the many people. So at the end of the day, this is, and I'm sure that Reuters gave, all the GPS, about the camera, by the way. So the occupation, they know that there is a camera there. So at the end of the day, how the occupation sorting out things, this is unprofessional, this is cheating, this is lying. This is assassination, as well as, the Anas Sharif, with other colleague, actually, when they assassinated me from Shifa Hospital. So the occupation concentrate to assassinate the journalist. This is assassination. No way to call something else. This is the right name. It's assassination. That's it.
100%. And the only reason I called it that is, TikTok. And listen, I'm not sharing. I stopped for a minute on TikTok so that TikTok does not get me. For those of you all that are on Substack and Facebook and YouTube. You can still see them all. I am putting the link is going to be in my link tree. These are all images that she took. I wanted you all to get a glimpse of them because when I saw them, I was absolutely devastated. And the thing that makes me angry is that they have the one image that was taken of the child who also had a medical condition. And they said that because this child had a medical condition, that he wasn't really starving. They will take any small thing. Her name is Miriam Abu. Is it Dakwa? How do you say her last name, Rima? Yeah, Daka. Got it. Yes. And so they are using anything they can. Thank you, guys. They are using anything they can to try to discredit the information that is coming out of Palestine. And I think it's important when the AP published all of these photos. They are brutal, and that's not all of them. That's not all of them. I'm still scrolling. If you are like Sarah just came over from TikTok to see the rest of the photos. I just don't want TikTok to ban me or take me down because it would hurt the reach, you know. But I want people to see what is transpiring. And photojournalists, yes, they have changed the world, and leaders are scared of them. 100% living with the Louds, 100%. Yes. Let me go ahead and put it in there now. I will go ahead and put I'm going to put the link to the photos in my link tree as we speak so that you can see them for yourselves. I know that it is heavy. I know that it is hard. And here's what I'm going to tell you is look anyway. Look anyway. And make sure that you make other people look, because it matters, and we will be judged by what we have allowed to happen. And then I want you to look at the captions that are underneath. The very first picture is a 13-year-old boy. 13-year-old boy. The second picture is a 3-year-old. The brain damage that he suffers was caused by an Israeli strike on their tent in April. He was at Nasser Hospital, the very hospital that she was at. John, I just put the link in my link tree. The second picture is a 3-year-old boy as well. And I want to be clear about this. When people will say things like, oh, they're intentionally getting pictures of children. Even if they were, I would be fucking fine with that, because if the children weren't hurt, there would be no pictures to take. So even if you were going to say to me that the press was looking solely just to take pictures of children, even that is fine, because if there were no children harmed, there would be no pictures to take. But the truth of the matter is, Palestine is a place with a 52% population of children. Right? Rima, were you wanting to say something, hon?
Once you're done, after you're done.
I don't know how I can make people understand that these are not pictures. They are people. They are human beings, and they matter. And if you're not, when you look at the pictures, if you don't feel anything, you need to check in with yourself. Yes, baby. Okay, well, you have to wait. She's still working, okay? If you look at these and you don't feel anything, you need to do a check-in with yourself about why you don't. The picture that really gets me is the 5-year-old who is laying on bricks preparing for his funeral. No, Tammy B, the photojournalist that was unalive, Miriam Abu Dhaka. She is these are her photos that she took. I just really want you all to understand. Okay. I'm gonna let Rima talk for a minute and then Sophia.
Okay. So I want a few points to be put out there, right? Number one, this did not, again, for everyone who's just learning about this, the new ears here, the new hearts, we appreciate you. This did not start on the 7th.
Nope.
I need to make that abundantly clear. Gaza has been bombarded 6 times. 2008, 2009, 2011, 2014, 2021, 23, 24, 25, of course, what you've seen. Children in the West Bank are also suffering from the same violence. I'm going to give you a few stories, and please, if someone can help me, Sophia, can you help me and write these in the comments while I'm saying them? Ahmed al-Nasra, who was taken at 11 years old, given a concussion, and then put into solitary confinement. They just let him out last year, where he lost his ability to speak, allowed to see his mother, and even asked if he could have permission to unalive himself, and was heavily SA'd. I want you to know that it's not only the bombardment, and this is part of a doctrine that they have. It's called mowing the lawn. Mowing the lawn means that they go in every couple of years, and I know you know what I'm talking about, Danny, because this also happened to you. They go in every couple of years and they unalive thousands of Palestinians, and they always focus on the babies because the babies are the future. They always focus on the women because the women are the ones who carry those babies. They never focus on our beautiful, educated, strong men in Gaza, because they know that if they were to lace up those boots, Danny, it would be over for them if it was a fight man to man, because our men don't do this.
Right.
Okay? I want people to understand that another story is Muhammad Abu Khair from Tarm to Jerusalem, who settlers made drink. They made him drink gasoline, and then they lit him on fire. A 16-year-old. Layan from Jenin, who was 13 years old, who was taken by 12 IDF soldiers who her so badly that she was destroyed from the front to the back. She was unalive due to her injuries, and she was told that if she said anything, that they would do the same to her 9-year-old sister. So this is systematic oppression. We're not going to talk about what is happening in Sidi Teman, which is right outside of Gaza, the essay and the torture that is happening in Gaza and in those holding cells. And guess who loves to watch the videos of this? I'timar bin Khafir. You know, the guy from the Knesset, the one that looks like a goldfish? He loves to watch these videos. As a matter of fact, he gets into his car with his double cousin self, and they really are double cousins. His parents. He gets into a car and he goes and watches Palestinians being tortured and essayed. There are accounts and documentaries. Not only do the Israeli soldiers like to unalive Palestinian children, burn Palestinian children, but one thing they really love to do is essay Palestinians. And I know you guys have all seen this in 4K. Not only they do it with objects, but they also like to use their animals. So they train their canines to come and essay Palestinian men, women, and children. And then when we defend ourselves, we are called tease. So I want everyone to understand, and just one last thing. A lot of people ask, well, how is this happening? How is it that someone is capable of doing this to another human being? And I'm going to tell you why. During IDF training, an essential part of their training is that they will give each and every IDF soldier a pet. If you like animals, if you like dogs or kitties, I'm an animal lover myself.
Mm-hmm.
They give them kitty cats, okay? And they'll tell them to raise the kitty cat and love the kitty cat as if it was part of the family. Right before it's time for them to get out of their training, they will ask them to torture and unalive the kitty cat. There is a very specific reason why they do this. They do this because they want them to raise something, create love for something, and vice versa, and then lose that love in 1 minute, which is why they are capable. Yes, it does sound exactly like the South. Exactly like the South, which is why Brother Malcolm X, and again, all of our beautiful people, Maya Angelou, Angela Davis, were speaking about this for years because they saw it, because they were going through it themselves. This is how they are heartless when it comes to unaliving our children.
Yeah. It's why Ta-Nehisi Coates is doing that today.
Go ahead.
It is exactly why Ta-Nehisi Coates is talking about it today, the same way that our Black ancestors during the Civil Rights Movement talked about it then as well. 100%. Hold on, I just want to check real. So Rima, let me tell you something. I need to have you come on a podcast with me on a Zoom. And the reason why is because something that you do so incredibly well is express things with so much passion. I want everybody to hear the way you talk about what has happened and about the people. Because passion is what connects us, right? And so, yeah, I definitely want to do that. I'm going to put a couple of links in here, so that you all can get this information. So, Amnesty International has an article from almost 10 years ago. You all, yeah, baby. Can we get a little water first? Where's your water bottle from school? I need to do some of that first. Okay. And this article is from almost 10 years ago, and it is telling you already where many U.S. police departments go and train. And I'm going to just read you the title of it, and then I'm going to put it in the link tree for you. The title of it is this. Are you ready? With whom are many U.S. police departments training? With a chronic human rights violator, Israel. That's the title of the article on Amnesty International's website. So this is written by a person from Amnesty International who is, yeah, baby. Can you have some more flavor in it?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, if you can give me 1 second, because your mommy made this one, not me. Who was covering, she was a USA country specialist covering Israel, the occupied Palestinian territories, and the state of Palestine. And she references a Department of Justice report, folks, I need for you to hear me, that came out August 10th of 2016 that documented, quote, widespread constitutional violations, discriminatory enforcement, and a culture of retaliation, end quote, within the Baltimore Police Department that was rightly a general reaction of outrage. But what they didn't focus on is where those Baltimore police officers were trained. Guess where they were trained? They were trained in Israel, along with officers from Florida, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, California, Arizona, Connecticut, New York, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Georgia, and Washington State, as well as the DC Capitol Police. Okay, I'll tell Pop Pop. So I'm going to put this article in my link tree so that you all have reference to it and you can look at it yourself. I want to see really quickly if Dr. Ahmed wants to speak at all. I don't know if he realizes he's on the panel or not.
يا دكتور أحمد حابب تحكي لك كلمتين.
Let me see if I can send him an invite to mute his phone, if that helps.
He might have.
There he goes.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
عليكم السلام.
كيف الحال؟
الحمد لله.
يعطيك العافية. معكم الدكتور أحمد شمال غزة في الصالة التخطيط. تمام. الوالد الطبيب طلبه استشهد يعني كمدير صحة نفسية في شمال قطاع غزة، واستشهد يعني في قصف البيت، وصابت الوالدة أختي في قصف البيت هذه، وأنا كان عندي عيادة خاصة في الشمال، عيادة تخطيط دماغ لحالات تشنج الإبليبسي بسموها عندنا بالفرح عيادة الكهرباء. الحمد لله يعني احنا الوضع انه هذا التيك توك انه هو وسيله انه يساعد اهلنا واحنا نجيب دخل، لانه هو الوحيد اللي عن طريقه ممكن يجيب دخل ونساعد نفسنا يعني، لانه احنا كناش نعرف التيك توك يعني من زمان، يعني انه هو جديد يعني في مرحله الحرب هذه عرفنا، والحمد لله يعني. وهنا يعني ندخل اللايفات هذه تساعد في الدعم المعنوي والنفسي والمادي يعني، والحمد لله على كل شيء يعني. ربنا يفرج علينا إن شاء الله.
دكتور أحمد
يعني أيوة
تفضل.
أي بقى تفضل.
لا تفضل أنت بس أنا أترجم لك.
أنا خلص لا هي ممكن تحكي لها أنت الموضوع يعني لسه هذا بالضبط. ونزحنا من الشمال خلونس وعلى رفح، بعدين رجعنا على غزة يعني، والبيوت يعني الحمد لله مستمر الوضع يعني مش عارفين ايش يصير يعني الحمد لله، لأنه أكيد راح كل واحد بيتنا راح والعيادة وشغلنا ونساعد يعني حاليا ما نقدر فيه يعني استشارات عن طريق الأونلاين، لأنه تشتغل أجهزة وأدوية يعني في صعوبة في الخدمات الطبية يعني.
Dr. Ahmed he's saying that not only is he a doctor, but also his father, who recently passed away due to bombardment that came into the house and unalived him. He says that he had a clinic in Gaza. He is a neurologist, so he was helping people who have nerve issues, epilepsy, and so on. He said, of course, the clinic was bombarded. He's lost countless friends and family within this. He says that they've had to move several times from the north to the south and from the south back to the north. Over and over again. And he says that it really helps him to come onto these lives, not only financially through gifts, with people helping him out, but also listening to his story He says that everything is gone, and he says he wishes that people would pray for them and for us, for things to get better. But he just wanted everyone to know his story. And I just wanted to mention something that's very important. Again, and I know I mentioned this the first time that I came up, about dehumanization and how the West likes to paint Palestinians as, again, a bunch of cartoon characters. It's actually, there's a specific name for it. It's called Orientalism, which is this mystic, oh, Habibi, the kebab, and the belly dancing, oh, and magic lamp, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And it's the same fetishization of cultures, right?
Yep.
And they do the same to you. They do the same. So they like everything about you, and they want to be you, but they don't like you.
Right.
They want you to be unalived, but they want your basketball. They want your music. They want your soul food. They want your soul music, but they don't want you. You need to stay out. And that's the same thing that happens to us Palestinians. So this is all an attempt for them to be us. These, again, white European settler colonial people, okay, if I can call them that, and I mean that because the things that they do are very satanic. They like to make it seem like people in Gaza are undereducated when the literacy rate in Gaza is 98%. Take your pens out, everybody, your phones, your notes. 98% is the rate of literacy in Gaza, with most of them holding more than 1 degree.
Yes.
The youngest doctor in the world is a female doctor from Gaza by the name of a Doctora Iqbal Asad, who graduated at 14. Women in Gaza are empowered. They're incredibly intelligent. We are not oppressed. I am from Gaza. My parents are from Gaza. And you see me up here hollering and being loud. We are not oppressed. We are not submissive. This is not other parts of the world. And I think that's very important, not to say that those people deserve to be oppressed or unalived either. I'm just saying that Palestinian women are incredibly strong and intelligent, and so are the men. And this is the light they want to put out. This is why they don't want the children in Gaza to go to school. And they've been trying to stop them for over 2 years from going to school, because if they do that, then they can work on us becoming illiterate. But they will never do that, because our kids, even though they're under bombardment, are still studying and learning, even if it's in the sand, even if they're starving. That's the beauty of my people.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that people should know, like, so what you just said. Yeah, go ahead, Sophia.
I'm sorry, then complete, because what I'm gonna say is gonna take a few minutes. So you complete first.
Oh, so all I was gonna say is, yeah. So I had an Israel a Jewish man who supports Israel commenting on my Facebook the other day, and one of the things that he kept saying is that Israel is one of the only democratic or democratic-like country in the Middle East, and so everywhere else, women were this and this was that, and da 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 da, and literally the very thing that you're talking about, Rima, is what was being said in the comments on my page to justify and support what Israel is doing.
Oh, another thing that they like to do, I'm sorry, Sophia, is they like to either whitewash or pinkwash. Their values aren't like our values. They don't like chicken nuggets and barbecue and Bud Light. So let's blow up to the smithereens, right?
Right.
Or, some of the women in Gaza like to wear head covers, so they're not free. We're going to free them by starving them and unaliving their children. Okay? And then another, this is a constant argument, which is the pink washing argument. Oh, guys, I'm funny. I got jokes. I'll make you laugh. Listen, is the pink washing, which is, and I know you've all seen this. Well, what do they do with the rainbow community in Gaza? First of all, Gaza and Palestine as a whole, I need everyone to understand this, because this happens a lot, is a very conservative society. So for those of you who have been to places, I don't know, like Armenia or Russia, or just even places like in the Deep South that are conservative, public displays of affection, even with cis couples or heterosexual couples, is not something that is socially acceptable, right? So you wouldn't see interactions between spouses in Gaza or in Palestine the same way you would see it in Miami or in Brazil. And the same thing will happen to those couples who are rainbow, and they're not being, no one is taking them, like they say, and throwing them up. It's just not something that is very out there. However, I will tell you that people in Gaza and Palestinians as a whole are more focused on liberation and where they're going to get their next meal, more than they're focused on other issues that might be issues of focus in diaspora where people already have their basic needs met.
Right.
And I just needed to put that out there. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to let Sophia speak, and then I'm going to need to wrap up only because grandson just came home as well, and I need to take him to get a haircut. Oh, I lost Sophia for a second.
Sister, you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, first of all, like I joined here and I didn't speak about myself. I stopped to speak about myself since I believe that I can help the bigger cause. So it's rare when you see me share my story, but I don't remember. But if I mentioned, but I'm an architect and I had my company in Gaza. And I want to show you this picture. I had a page, and this is me in one of my sites. If you can see it, I don't know because your picture is frozen to me. So I don't know.
We can see it.
You able to see it?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So that's me, and that's my page. I used to work with so many people. I used to do to make beautiful projects in Gaza. Gaza was stunning. It was beautiful. I started working since I graduated, so as my colleagues here in Gaza, and you can see I'm a hijabi woman, I'm a woman, I'm a mom. I was working with both of my daughters into this, going through all of this, and I was able to make a beauty in here. I also was a training student since 2015, architects students, and architects and engineering, and I was giving them free courses and paid hours. After midnight, after finishing my work as a housewife, because I had responsibilities for my family, I was working as a professional 3D visualizer remotely with a company that's in United Arab Emirates and Oman. I was making, beautiful projects with them, and all of this vanished. But this didn't stop me. And during this time, I was not able to get my daughters the education they need. I was sad seeing them losing every means of being children through their childhood.
Mila, don't take
And
it, sis.
when I evacuated the last time, I was lucky to find a school just by my home. So I sent my daughters there. They went through so many hard times, so many bum times, and they were terrified all the time. I remember me rushing to their school when they bombed the house just by their school to get them out of there. She studied on the bum sound all the nights for her exams, but again, she made it. She graduated from KG1. You can see that's my Sophia with her certification. And between the rebel, in the middle of the rebel, we can do something.
100% beautiful.
Soul that's trying to survive, that's trying to continue, and that's in here. So
100%.
this is not only me. I believe that everyone in Gaza here holds the same hope and holds the same abilities.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate you. I love the fact that you shared, because again, I said this to DJK and A Money and Rima. I think the more that that we show Palestinians as human beings and as regular people, the more people are going to be able to connect and to understand. Somebody said, yeah, she does look like Mila, my granddaughter. So really quickly, because Mohammed just came up, and I know his internet is bad in Gaza today. Rima, if we could just check in and see if Mohammed has an update. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up and then take Dominic to get his haircut, and then I can go. Yes.
Yeah, I do have to go after Muhammad. And yes, I sent you my Discord profile in your DMs, and inshallah we will connect. Yes. محمد لو عندك إشي بس تقول حابة داني وراها مشاوير، إذا في عندك أي إشي بدك تقوله قبل ما تسكر البث. And W Sophia and W Sophia's mom.
Yeah, W Sophia and Sophia's mom.
طبعا يعني خلينا نحكي من جانب إنساني عن الوضع الميداني اللي قاعد بيصير داخل غزة. الوضع الميداني داني صعب جدا جدا، خصوصا بعد أوامر الإخلاء الجديدة والنزوح الجديد المستمر لأبناء شعبنا وتكاليف النزوح والأوضاع الصعبة اللي بمر فيها قطاعنا الحبيب. يعني من أسوأ الشغلات اللي شفناها في الحرب اللي هو النزوح. ريما يعني بتعرف كل رحلة نزوح بتكلفك فلوس كتير، والناس داخل غزة ما معها فلوس لا تقدر تنزح، ما معها شكل واحد حتى تقدر تنزح من مكانها. ريما الوضع صعب جدا وكارثي، خصوصا واحنا يعني هاي المرة ال11 اللي ننزح بيها منذ بداية الحرب، فالوضع صعب جدا وكارثي. يعني احنا بنتمنى انه احنا ما ننزحش من شمال قطاع غزة ونضل صامدين ومواطين على ارضنا، وان شاء الله بتنتهي الحرب علينا باقصى وقت والامور بتكون تمام. يعني اوامر الاخلاء اللي اصدرها الجيش اليوم وترحيل سكان الشمال الى المناطق الجنوبيه لمدينه غزه هذا امر صعب جدا علينا، ومش راح نقدر نتجاوزه بالطرق اللي بالكم فيها. فالامور كثير صعبه جدا جدا جدا. الناس كانت بتفترش الشوارع، لا معها خيام، لا معها اشي تقدر تقوي نفسها فيه. الناس مرمية بالشوارع، الناس وضعها كارثي وصعب جدا يا ريما. الوضع الإنساني متفاقم جدا، هذا عدا ذلك عن القصف المستمر والوضع الإنساني الصعب اللي بمر فيه قطاعنا الحبيب.
He says one last thing that he wants to say is he wants to talk about one of the most difficult things that he's experiencing in Gaza is the evacuation. They've had to evacuate more than 11 times. So one thing that the ITF likes to do is they like to play with them like animals, right? They love to dehumanize them. So they'll throw papers from the sky. You have to move in the next 5 minutes, or you'll have to move in the next 1 minute, which is incredibly difficult. So they'll make them go from the north to the south, to the west, to the east. And we're talking about a very small strip of land, right? He's saying that this is difficult. Not only is it difficult, but it's also costly. Right, because we're looking at, no one in Gaza, even the 1% that was in Gaza that were business owners, all the way down to people who were not making a lot of money, are all on the same level now. Okay, no one has money because there are no jobs, and he's saying that he thanks everyone that's helping him out with this, that's helping him or supporting him on TikTok for this project, or for him being able to move. And he said they just sent down new leaflets asking them to move again from the north back to the south again. And he's saying that he really hopes that he doesn't have to, because it is incredibly difficult for you to. And I just want everyone to put this in mind. They're walking around with the little bit that they have, mattresses, maybe a few pots and pans, a few clothes, and then you have to walk. There's no transportation. He's saying that people are in the streets. People are homeless in the streets, and it's not because they were homeless before that. It's not because it was something that was external. It's because they have nowhere to be. They're literally sleeping in the streets. And with that, I do have to drop. I thank you, Danny. Love you.
Love you.
You've been amazing.
Love you. So love you.
Okay, thank you.
Love you, sis.
Love you too, Mama.
Okay, folks. So listen.
ريما يعني انا بنحب انتهز هاي الفرصه وبتشكر داني وكل الداعمين لعنا ولاخويتنا الفلسطينيه. Thank you, Danny. والله I love you. I love you, Danny.
Mohammed.
Thank you.
I love you, Mohammed. Okay, so guys, I have to go for now and take care of my kids. Somebody asked me if I was going to be back on later. I am not sure. If I'm going to be back on later tonight, I will definitely be on tomorrow, just like normal. Folks, go check out the links that I put in the hey Nada. Love you, Sophia. I want you all to go check out the links for me. Yes, baby. Yes, I will. Salam Mohammed. Habibti. I
Salam, Danny. I love you.
I love you. Just remember that all of this is connected. The reason why I really want you all, number one, I've said it and I'm going to say it again every time Mohammed or Sammy or Raja or Mohammed Skake or any of the journalists come, I'm always going to platform them for as long as we can platform them. I'm always going to do that. Sophia as well. We'll put Sophia, Lisa, if you're in here, can you grab Sophia's link in her bio and add it to the link where Abu Saraj's link is at? If you want to help Sophia, Abu Saraj, any of those folks, go check out my link tree. The link for those individuals has been added. There's also a Launch Good link that is in there. That link is actually for the folks that are at Nassar Hospital, the one that was just boomed, where the journalists and the 20 other individuals were lost their lives. So please make sure that if you can, that you contribute in those spaces and to those individuals. I understand that things are tight for many people. So hear me when I say this. If you cannot gift, if you cannot financially contribute, I understand. I believe that God, Allah, universe, whatever you call it, I believe that they honor just the energy behind it. So send your thoughts, your prayers, your love, and it will manifest and bring whatever is needed. So I just want to say all of that. Go ahead and look. I've put the link for Amnesty International so that you can actually see the police departments in the United States that have trained with the IDF in Israel. And so you will understand what is happening in this country and how it relates to what Palestinians are experiencing. So, Sophia, I love you. I appreciate you, sis. And I will see you all tomorrow, if not tonight. Okay?